Hey everyone, it's Paul from Bros Brews and Game Reviews. Doing something a little bit different today. Recently in the gaming community, we had a pretty big name pass away. So I whipped up just a quick little thing to kind of try to honor him and maybe commemorate some of the things he did. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So Lance Solomon Reddick was born on June 7th, 1962 in Baltimore, Maryland. Lance was involved in music from a young age, studying and teaching music theory and composition as a teenager at the Walden School in Dublin, New Hampshire. Lance then attended classical music composition at the University of Rochester's Eastman School of Music, earning a Bachelor's of Music degree. He would then move on to obtain a Master's of Fine Arts from Yale's School of Drama. Lance was known for his role as Cedric Daniels in The Wire, airing from 2002 to 2008, Philip Broyles in Fringe from 2008 to 2013, and Chief Irving in Bosch 2014 to 2020. He was best known for his role as Sharon, a concierge in the John Wick series. The first video game he did voice acting for was 50 Cent, Blood on the Sand in 2009. It wouldn't be until 2014 when he would take on the role of Commander Zavala for Bungie's new title, Destiny. Lance also voiced in other titles such as Quantum Break, Payday 2, and the Horizon Zero Dawn franchise. I never watched any of those shows, so my first exposure to Lance Reddick's voice was as Commander Zavala in 2014. I mained a hunter in Destiny 1, so I associated most of the Vanguard with Cade 6. Nevertheless, Lance Reddick's presence as Zavala bolstered the strength and the resolve of Titans. Lance is a master at filling his voice lines with passion, conviction, and realism. Not very often are video game characters associated by their distinct voice and passion, but Commander Zavala will go down in gaming history as a legend solely because of the love that Lance poured into his role. Lance was not just a voice actor for Destiny, he was also a guardian himself. He played as a warlock in Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. One product lead, Blake Battle, recalls helping Lance run the Wrath of the Machine raid just before the launch of Destiny 2. And this is what he had to say. On the final encounter, going into the last DPS phase, we had an untimely death that caused a little bit of chaos, and Lance ended up needing to jump from the back of the room, glide onto Axis's back to stun him before we wiped. He pulled it off and we cleared the raid. The excitement in Lance's voice was palpable. The whole run, he was kind, sociable, and patient. He talked to us like he was just some guy from an LFG looking for a group to chill with, the kind of person you'd want to add to your friends list to play with again sometime. Other developers noted that Reddick was not like many A-list talents who would voice a few lines, collect a paycheck, and never look back. He loved the game and the community as much as we did. A Reddit user found his Destiny gamertag and discovered that he had 2,800 hours between Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. Lance was actually playing Destiny 2 Lightfall's campaign as a Titan the night before he passed, being just one mission away from finishing off Callus at the end of the mission. In closing, to Lance's family and loved ones, there's no question that Lance brought an unparalleled presence to any role he took, whether it be in film or voice acting. It is clear from the overwhelming love and support from fans and people who knew him personally that he left a mark of love, compassion, and kindness. Though he may be known by many as Sharon, Silence, Irvin, Cedric, or Phillips, I will always remember him as my commander, Zavala. Eyes up, Guardians.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Bros, Brews, and Game Reviews. I'm your host, JD. Paul, that was a touching tribute, man.
I'm not crying, you're crying.
Yeah, I didn't cry at all. Eyes aren't watering. I just got something in them.
Oh, I'm crying. I cried like a little bitch. It's okay.
I'll be honest with you guys. When I was writing this up, just scrolling through different people talking about him, and as I was writing, it was just getting me choked up.
Yeah, even like all the videos. I mean, you've sent me hundreds of them, but they're everywhere. Like, it's crazy. Like growing up, the console wars and all that shit. But then like something like that happens that even people that didn't play that game, like the Warframe community, all the different communities came together and just posted remembrance of him. It's really cool that, I don't know, kind of goes back to why all of us are into games. Like, it just brings a whole world of people together.
Yeah. Well, and even outside of the gaming community, I've seen videos of people who've worked with him in the film industry, and there's obviously the ones that just kind of give the, like the basic, he was awesome and stuff. But then I watched Keanu Reeves when he was kind of giving his remembrance to him, and it was pretty heartfelt. I mean, if anyone's heartfelt, it's Keanu Reeves.
Yep.
One thing I didn't realize, Connor, you might kind of get a kick out of this. When I was going through his like filmography or videography, whatever you call it. So he was in Vox Machina.
Oh yeah, he was one of the dragons. Yep.
No, he was a captain.
Was he the captain?
No. Sorry, he was the captain in Castlevania. He was a captain in Castlevania.
Oh, okay. Yep. I remember that one.
He was in Vox Machina, and I'm trying to remember what he was in Vox Machina.
I want to say he was one of the dragons, but let me double check it.
Okay. Yeah, but I just was going through and looking, and man, he was in so many different things.
Yeah, he's a man of many talents, that's for sure.
Well, and with a voice like his, it's just so unique.
Yeah, it's like him and Keith David.
Okay.
Yeah, both of them kind of have that deep, gravelly voice that not a lot of people out there with that kind of a tone and shit to their voice. So
yeah, I just looked it up. He played Thordak, also known as the Cinder King, which is one of the red dragons in the Vox Machina series.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah, he's one of the actors. Like, it's surprising how wide of an impact he had for as few roles as he's had.
Yeah.
Like, especially even just the gaming community, like the entire community, like we said, was coming together for it.
Yep.
And he's played Zavala for almost 10 years now.
Yep. What really is, I think, the most touching thing about a lot of that is people kind of just went out of their way to make like these Warframe or Warhammer 40K or Call of Duty, all these different games out there that have fairly substantial followings. They just said, you know what, let's show the Destiny community that we're here for them.
Well, yeah, it was like the whole gaming world just stood still for like a week.
Yeah. It was pretty touching. Another thing that was really cool, and his wife ended up, I can't remember if it was a Facebook post or a tweet, but she ended up saying just thank you to everyone for like all the heartfelt memories and like kind words and prayers and thoughts and stuff. But she singled out the Destiny community by themselves and said the thousands of players who basically have paid their respects to him in game, just know that he loved you guys as much as he loved the game. Like, that's awesome. I'm so glad that his family saw all the people going to the tower and, standing guard next to him. Like, that's cool.
Well, it's like, you always kind of imagine your life like you want to leave some sort of a legacy. Like, and obviously for us, it's kind of lived through our children, which I'm sure it was to him too, but you don't realize how many people's lives you've touched like that until something like that happens, which is kind of a shame, but yeah, I don't know. It was really cool. Like, all those pictures it was awesome.
Yeah. I think me and Nikel were talking about this, and I think the most touching part of that is some of these people are people our age, getting off work, they're getting online, they want to go decompress for the night, they're playing. Instead of going and playing the game, they took 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, and literally just had their character sit there with him doing an emote of standing guard or saluting or just sitting, like just to pay respects to him, which I think is incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a hard thing to explain to people that don't play games, but like even for those of you listening that don't really play games, but you're just here to support us, there's something in your life that if you lost a major part of it would hurt. Like we never met the guy, but we knew, like Paul said, Zavala, and he's he's still in the game, you'll still interact with his character, hear his voice in the past missions, but there's no new stuff. He's for all intents and purposes, he's gone.
Yeah.
Bungie actually did come out and kind of tease that there is unreleased content of his voice recordings that they are going to use.
Good. I am very excited to see what they'll do, like for a memorial to him. Like Paul and I were talking the other day, they did a huge statue memorial for Cade, and that voice actor's still alive. Like he's very well known, but so I'm really excited to see what they do with Zavala.
Yeah, and I really hope they. This is just me as a Destiny player, as a fan. I'm really hoping they don't try to recast.
Yeah, I don't think they will.
Yeah,
I think they know.
Yeah, I don't think they will either. But in today's world, there is that small chance that it's a possibility. But I really hope they don't.
Yeah, there's always the chance, but I don't think the community would ever stand for it.
No.
Yeah, especially after, like, if you just look at it now, like the impact that had, there's no way the community or even Bungie, I think, would try.
I'm pretty sure people would dress up as actual Titans and go burn the Bungie headquarters down.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they would either, because one thing I've actually kind of learned through this is a lot of the Bungie employees, they're Destiny players too.
Oh yeah.
A lot of them, they're just as impacted by this as we are. And so they would feel that sense of injustice if that were the case.
Yeah, I agree. Well,
I think we should get cracking into these brews,
Yeah.
and then what we should do.
a little cheers for Lance.
A little cheers for Lance.
Absolutely.
So today we got from, I'm going to try to pronounce this, Brewery Ommegang, a brew called Gnommegang. It is a Belgian-style blonde ale. Connor is, I'm assuming, into torture lately because this is another 9.5% one. On a Sunday, we're recording this.
Well, this is our first 9.5%, isn't it?
The other one was 8.5. If you want to start splitting hairs,
I haven't got you into double digits yet.
No, I'm actually really excited for this. I will post a picture of the can on our Instagram because I really like the can. I think it's really cool.
That's part of what drew me to it, and then also just a 9.5% blonde ale. You don't see very often. Normally, you're seeing something darker. You're seeing a double IPA.
Yeah.
But a blonde, I'm kind of curious how this is going to go.
Yeah, so it's brewed out of, what did we say? Cooperstown, New York. Also Kansas City, Missouri. So, yeah, we'll get a crack. For Zavala and Lance, here's to you.
Ooh, that sounded thick.
Oh, it's coming up thick, too.
All right, boys, let's get a cheers in for Lance real quick.
Oh, I got a long reach. Hang on.
Just air cheers. Yeah. All right. That one's for you, Lance, and Lance's family. Oh,
Sorry, Lance.
So here's the thing. No.
That's not very good.
I'm not a huge fan. And for me, that doesn't taste like a blonde.
Me neither.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
It's not to the point where I won't drink this one.
I'm going to finish this whole beer because we opened these for Lance.
Absolutely.
But
this is a first and last for me. The seal of the NHPD seal is nowhere near this can.
Yeah,
for me.
And there's only the three of us today. We kind of forgot to announce that, but this would have been an easy seal to win. Yeah.
Yeah, our intro kind of got a little thrown off, but for good reasons.
Yeah.
But both Daniel and Drew are working today, so
got just a 3-banger today. If I had to put this, I know we don't do like scales, but if I had to put it on a scale, let me get another blast on it real quick.
It I keep reading blonde ale thinking that at some point it's going to change to something else, but it isn't. It reminds me of an amber a little bit.
I could see that.
A bit in the flavor, yeah. Color-wise, I'm not sure where we're sitting here. We're just going right out.
Let's go get a pour, Connor.
I was trying to finish my water.
That looked pretty clear. Is this just gasoline? All right.
I gotta tell you, that smells like pure ethanol.
Yeah, I did stop by the refinery when I grabbed this.
That's as blonde as they
grabbed the wrong
come.
can.
That is blonde.
That looks like a Bud Light.
Yeah,
In the,
a little darker. It's
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
a
like a
little
half
darker.
amber,
Yeah.
half blonde. Kind of a dirty blonde, I guess you'd say.
I'm trying to put my finger on what is punching my mouth that I don't like.
I think it's that heavy Canadian crude it was made out of.
Yeah.
Straight out of the Bakken. No, there's something in the flavor, and it's not the high alcohol, because I like high alcohol beers. I'm not trying. Let me get another blast on her. Hang on.
This is going to be the longest beer. That 9.5 hit me already. Longest beer review we've ever had.
Is it? I can't put my finger on whatever that note is.
By the
that's
time we're
just
all like, let me
smacking
get one more drink. We're going to have to crack another one.
I'm gonna say no for my NHPD seal of approval.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna put a number on it because I don't think it's fair, because
We haven't numbered anything else
Yeah.
either. So
I was just trying to gauge where I would put it as far as how much I like it.
I like the can.
Yeah, the can.
really like the can. I think the
give
can's
it at
awesome.
least. I'd give it at least a 4 out of 10 just for the can
Yeah.
and the fact that it's a beer. For those of you listening, if you're if you like blonde ales, don't be deceived into buying this beer. Or try it.
what was that sound?
That was I think that was the
that
crude.
was the gnome crawling back up out of your throat.
That was the crude coming
when I
back
first
out of
heard
me.
it, I was like, oh, I'll edit that, but I might leave it now.
Yeah, I would. That's a good one. Yeah. I mean, if you're curious, I would say it's worth trying, but
Yeah, it's not so disgusting that I'm not going to drink it.
It's just off.
I don't
Yes.
know how to describe
Yeah.
it.
and I think part of my disappointment is I saw a blonde ale and I really like blonde ales.
I do too. Yeah.
And so, yeah. Maybe someone who's listening, try this beer and tell me what in the fuck is smacking my mouth that I'm not liking. Because I can't put I don't have a great palate. So I can't that note of whatever. I'm not good at that. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I'm looking on their can trying to find any kind of flavor profile they say it's supposed to be, but there's nothing here. All they really talk about is their yeast and how it's a unique and flavorful aromatic dose of magic.
Okay.
So it's the magic that was hitting
Call
you.
your dad right now. Tell him to get his ass to
I
the
was
store.
just going to say, I'd be curious to see what your dad thinks about it.
Well, your dad doesn't like blondes though, does he?
I mean, he likes big beers. So a 9.5% blonde, he would try. Absolutely.
I've actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I bet this is exactly what your dad would like.
Yeah, he'd probably sip it and be like, this is the best fucking beer I've ever had.
And then he'd pour us each a glass.
What you're missing is the notes of, yeah.
Maybe it's the way he pours it, because I don't remember having a bad beer that night. Even the fucking peanut butter beer he gave us was good.
Oh, yeah. That was good.
It was like dog bone ale or some
Mhm.
shit. Yeah, I don't know. I am curious. Like Paul said, if anybody out there knows anything more about this or also that brewery, you definitely should email us, bbrosgr@gmail.com.
Or just reach out on the Instagram.
Yeah, or the Instagram
Or the Twittums.
Twitter. Yeah.
Bottoms.
Yeah, I'm a little curious to know. Say, I kind of want to look for other blondes that might be also like a high percentage and just compare them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to chug my water so I can get it in the glass too. Hopefully, change the flavor profile
You're
a little
gonna
bit.
want that water.
Let me take a blast off out of the cup. Because I don't know if I want to slam my water. I might die.
No, I don't
Well,
blame
you
you.
sip.
Go back and forth like that. It tasted the same to me.
Yeah. I almost feel like that, whatever that note is I'm chasing that's hitting me, I feel like it's almost a little lighter in the cup. But it's still not my favorite.
Moving on after that, now that our tears have dried up, it's been a little bit of a hectic week for us as far as playing games. Connor, you kind of got to dabble into one that is tempted all of us for a few years.
Tempted to be a strong word, I think.
Yeah.
We've all been curious about it, and I tried it, I want to say 2 years ago,
Yeah.
maybe, back when it was still alpha. I don't know what part, but
I mean, isn't it
is still alpha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I tried, they did like a free weekend. And that was probably 2-3 years ago
Yeah,
at least.
it was longer than that for you
It
because
might
I
have
think
been.
I don't know if you were up in Wyoming yet. Were you? I thought you were in Utah still when you tried it.
I don't remember.
I don't know. See, it might have been 2018, 2019. So it might be pushing 5 years. I don't know. I'd have to double check the release date on that game. But
The game
is Star Citizen,
Yeah.
for those that were curious. Yeah, it's
Hashtag GoFundMe.
pretty much. Yeah, it's one of the most funded games that has been in alpha probably the longest time.
Yeah, I don't think it's even close.
Yeah. For those that don't know, it is a space exploration simulator where if you want to do something, you just do it. You can do whatever you want. And the way the game starts out is going to throw off a lot of people is you create a brand new character. You start out sleeping in a bed just as a regular guy. You have to get up. You have to find your way out of this hotel that you're staying at. Then you have to go find the hangar so you can go find your ship. Then you have to figure out how to call your ship to you. And then you have to figure out how to get into your ship. And then you have to figure out how to start and fly your ship. There is no tutorials. There is no nothing really outside of like the regular signs you'd see hanging out on like a train station, like,
Yeah.
hangar this way, or you just go up to your computer and you're like, okay, I need to find hangar 7 now.
Yeah, I remember, like say when I did that free weekend, Paul wasn't able to jump in on it with me. And so I streamed it for Paul, and that took me at least an hour and a half just trying to find the hangar that my fucking ship was in.
Yep.
Like, it doesn't hold your hand one bit.
Yeah. So I started out trying it on just my keyboard, and then I've got a Thrustmaster HODA system that took me a while to try to figure out how to connect to it. That's where you have the throttle stick in your left hand and just like a regular joystick in your right hand. And that took me probably an hour of trying to figure it out and YouTubing and trying to figure out why it wasn't working and then remapping just to finally make it work. And once I was able to do that, it was actually pretty enjoyable to fly. Like, I would definitely just enjoy flying around in that game. But it's also a hyper realistic game in the sense that if you crash, now you need to buy a new ship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I know that's where the game kind of caught a lot of flack was, and I don't know too much about this, so I apologize if I'm wrong, but when they kind of first were going into it, you had to buy a ship. So the game was free, you had to buy a ship, if I remember right. And the ships would range from $40 to like $2,500 of real money. And that was kind of played into their whole crowdfunding, I don't know marketing scheme. I'm going to call it a scheme. And I know that was one of the downfalls to it was they were initially, a lot of the reports said that you would have to buy insurance for your ship. And the way it read when they first announced that was it was going to be like a monthly fee of still, again, real money, real world money. So not only are you paying $2,500 for a ship, but you're paying a fucking insurance fee. And if there's anything people hate in the real world more than insurance, I'd be surprised.
Right.
So it didn't come over well. And I don't think they ever implemented that. Like, you could still do like an insurance policy on your ship, but it was all in-game handled. Like, it didn't cost real money.
Yeah. As far as I know, that's the way it's set up now.
Yeah.
Like, there was a couple times where I was just trying to fly around and learn how to dock in different places. And at one point, I was hyperspace jumping. I can't remember the actual term for it. And I just was walking around my ship just because it takes a while to actually jump anywhere. And so I was just walking around the ship trying to figure out what's actually on there that I could do. And I glitched through the floor mid hyperspace jump. And so I dropped out in real time space floating. Turns out I forgot to put my helmet on because I was drinking some water earlier, which is heads up, something else you have to do in that game. So I drop out of the ship, no helmet, sitting there suffocating and dying as my ship is light years away. And so
I had something similar happen to me, and I know this is while I was streaming to you. I got taken off out of the dock, and I don't remember, like, you can fully get out of your seat while your ship's moving and just go explore your ship. Like, some of these ships are like entire like hotels.
Oh yeah.
In a ship. So I was kind of checking out my ship and found the door. And I walked out, and like you said, I wasn't hyper jumping, so I just watched my ship sail away and used all the fuel in my jetpack. So I was just stranded.
Let me correct you. I think you actually ejected.
Is that what I did?
I remember I was watching your stream.
You might be right.
I think you were sitting there. You were trying to fuck with the controls or the panel, and
yeah, you
and
might be right.
I think you straight up ejected.
Ejectocito.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got stranded out, and like when we would play Sea of Thieves, and I would fall off the ship, the panic that would set in for me because the water in that game is so real. Like, holy shit, man! Like I would start freaking out a little bit. That compares nothing to the way the emptiness that game made me feel.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Everything was just quiet. There was no noise other than your guys like breathing. But I ended up calling or setting a beacon to the port, and a guy came and picked me up, and he had one of those fucking hotel ships. And he told me, he was like, yeah, you can roam around and check it out. There was like 5 pools on this fucking thing. That game is, it's crazy the shit that they do in that game. It's impressive, but
yeah, that is one thing that drew me to the game was the community. So like even in Elite Dangerous, you had the fuel rats and kind of groups like that if a guy gets stranded, they'll go out and help him out. They might charge you or they might not. Kind of depends on the player.
Right.
I was seeing TikToks of this. I don't know if they're like a mercenary group of players or what it is, but if you're a player exploring in Star Citizen and you're getting like jacked or ganked or you're just having a difficult time, or if you're down and you can't get to your ship, they'll come and they're basically like a PJ for the military.
Yep.
What is that?
Pararescue.
Oh, okay.
They'll give you aid. They'll get you to your ship and they'll fight for you. And I was watching videos of them like rescuing other players, and it's pretty damn cool.
Oh yeah, that's where it was drawing me to the game. Just seeing videos like that, videos of people even just flying on the surface of a planet. It looks and it feels amazing.
Well, so one of the things I just looked up because you were talking about that Kickstarter thing. Sorry. So I'm just reading this off of Wikipedia, so take it for what it is. After the initial Kickstarter ended, Cloud Imperium Games continued to raise funds through the sale of ships and other in-game content, and is now noted for being the highest funded crowd-funded video game and one of the highest funded crowdfunding projects overall, having raised over $500 million as of September 2022. So mind you, GTA 5, I think there's, if you want to look it up, but I think it was like 300 million GTA 5 cost to make, and that was over the course of like 3 or 4 years.
Are you talking about the production cost or what they've made?
The production cost.
Yeah, the budget was $265 million.
Oh, okay.
For that.
And mind you, so here, production for Star Citizen started in 2011. So take that as you wish.
Yeah, it's a game that scares me to even get into. Like, not that I would put my house up as a fucking, trade my house for a ship, but just the money sink that it could become. Like, you talk about addictions in gaming, which are obviously a real thing, like that could get dangerous.
Oh, absolutely. I'm trying to see what the most expensive ship was, because I want to say, and I could be way off, but I thought it was like $10,000.
It wouldn't surprise me.
But I don't even know if it was just a ship that was for 10,000. I think it was like you had a bunch of things. I think you got like a ship and then like some whatever. I'll keep looking. You guys,
just a quick Google search shows that just the most expensive, just the ship, is called the Javelin, and it was $3,600.
Good night.
Yeah. I mean, shit, we were probably getting close to that with Destiny expansions, right?
I am, at least.
Yeah. I did look up the intro ship that I got with my whatever package I bought years ago is worth $25 if you want to rebuy that ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, they have affordable options for it now, but it's and it's no different than buying a $60 video game. Like when it comes down to it, it really, I mean, it is and it isn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just seems weird that I have to pay real money for a vehicle in my video game. It's just weird. Like no other game has ever done that I know of.
I mean, you have like DCS where like you buy the base game, I think, and then you have to buy, if you want, say, the F-14 out of Top Gun, you need to drop $70 on the DLC.
But if you wreck it,
yeah,
you just load up a new one.
So I need to look more into the actual, like say you actually crash. Because I wouldn't say I rage quit, but when I finally got everything figured out, I was like, okay, I'm going to go take this very entry-level bounty hunting mission. And I took that, had to fly like 18 million kilometers away to go find some guy. I found him, and I'm like, all right, here we fucking go. I'm ready to fight this guy. I get around this asteroid. He shoots a missile at me. I'm trying to dodge a missile while trying to launch chaff at the same time, which I didn't know the button for. And yep, while doing that, his missile hit me and I died.
Yeah.
So here's the thing I was thinking of. This is off of thegamer.com. This is from let me see the date, 2021 December. So Star Citizen's latest Legatus pack will set you back $40,000, 40,000 US dollars.
Hard-earned Skrillas.
The first ever bundle like this was released in 2018 for $27,000.
Wow.
And the price has been steadily rising over the years. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I was making 1.5 mil a year or whatever, and it was just expendable, I mean, if this guaranteed I was going to get the Mac Daddy stuff, like $27,000 to a millionaire is nothing.
Yeah.
No, if you got the money. Yeah.
Yeah. But like I said, everybody has their thing that, like, if that's what makes you happy, do it. But like the thing about video games is you want everybody to be able to me, you want everybody to be able to enjoy the product that you built.
Sure.
Like you put a lot of work or time and effort into this thing, hopefully. But now nobody can fucking play it because it costs $27,000.
Yeah. To an extent. I mean, you could do the $40 intro package like I did.
Yeah, yeah.
But then you get this tiny ship and you have to build yourself up from nothing.
Yeah.
Because you can buy the ships in-game with in-game currency. You just have to get that currency.
So I think, and I could be wrong, so if I am, correct me, but it didn't used to be that way.
When I tried it, you couldn't. It was...
No, then I might be wrong then. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
I would hope you could.
I think you're right now. I think that one of the big changes they brought, because I think that was one of the biggest complaints they had, is that, man, I don't want to drop $40 for a ship that is garbage. Oh,
Yeah.
well, just drop 100 and you can get the Hammerhead or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But I think one thing they did change, and I don't know if it was a recent update or is most ships are now acquirable through in-game currency.
Yeah, at some point, you've raised enough money.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, otherwise the money would be useless.
With how much money this game is raised, it better be, like, when it's finally done, when they say, okay, the game is in its final product, it better blow people's socks off. Like, I know it already does to a degree, but it needs to be something that's like, there is absolutely nothing else like it. Because I follow a lot of people on YouTube that play Elite Dangerous, No Man's Sky, Star Citizen, and those people are still able to draw fairly similar comparisons between all three games.
Yeah.
Like each one has its own unique thing, you know, like No Man's Sky, obviously they have like the infinite universe basically that's just continually randomly generating, but Elite Dangerous is a little more on the, I guess, relative side because it's our universe. And the whole Thargoid thing. And then Star Citizen's just like the redheaded child that
it's a lot smaller of a universe, but there's more in it, I guess. And they're also, so the persistent universe that they're coming out with, it's basically if you go to a planet, you drop an empty water bottle on this planet and you come back 6 months later, that empty water bottle is still going to be there if nobody else has grabbed it. Which is a cool idea because then you can go to that planet, stash ships, make a secret stash. If you could actually remember where it was, ping it, do whatever you need to. But outside of that, like persistent across 7-8 planets. I don't remember exactly how big, but it's not that many planets.
Well, and that's cool. You know what I mean? Like that's their uniqueness. That they're going for.
Yeah. And the thing that I think about with that game is, can they even release like 1.0? This is the final game. Like, would it really matter? Like, it's too late, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Like, you've been what we say? It's been in
2011 was development started.
Yeah, fuck off. That's 12 years that people have been able to play this game, or roughly.
Yeah, call it 10 years maybe. I don't know when the first alpha came out.
Call it what you want. Your game's out.
Yeah.
Star Citizen is a game.
You know, kind of going off on a little bit of a tangent, and I almost want to say Star Citizen's kind of to blame for some of this because of how much attention it got for its crowdfunding success. But man, one thing I am just tired of is this alpha status.
Oh, early access.
Early
alpha,
access, like, you know, and then they never end up fully releasing the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's just perpetually in this cycle of being updated, which I'm not opposed to the constant updates. I think that's awesome. But don't claim that you're doing an early access, because early access to me means, hey, play this game for us, help us basically test it for us, do server stress test, whatever, and then maybe a year from now we'll release a finished product. That's what early access or alpha testing or beta testing means to me.
Yeah, I agree.
But now it's just like, when did 7 Days to Die come out?
I'd have to double check, but it was early access for years.
I think it still is.
I thought they finally released it. Let me double check it real quick.
We bring up like the whole crowdfunding thing. I don't know if you've probably heard of Psychonauts. I'm sure you guys have heard or played it.
Heard of it, yep.
Yeah, so Double Fine, the company that made that, was like one of, if not the first studio to do the Kickstarter crowdfunded video game. And they did it with Broken Age. They actually have a documentary series on YouTube. I think they have a couple of them. Let me look at the name of them.
While you're looking that up, 7 Days to Die, released on Steam in December 2013, is still in early access.
Yep. And that's, you know, I don't, like I said, the constant updates, and that's kind of a bad game to pick on, because I actually really like 7 Days to Die, and the people that are still supporting that game, I think, are doing a great job. But I just don't like that they kind of advertise it as like, hey, this is early access. If it gets our mark, we'll release a final product.
Yep. And that's what I mean. Like, that's not to say like every company does it, like you said, but the ones that do it wrong. And to me, when we talk about this, the first thing that comes to my mind is DayZ. That game was in the mod of Arma for a long time, which was fine. Like, a lot of games come out based off the Arma mod, PUBG being one of them.
Sure.
But then they were like, well, we're going to do its own game. And that was, I don't even care how long it was, because it was for fucking ever. And it was $60 or however much the whole time. They still charge $40 for that game. They call it a full release. It's still buggy as shit.
Yeah.
It's like, stuff just doesn't work like a full release does. Even when it goes on a Steam sale, it's like $35.
Yeah, I do agree. DayZ was pretty bad. But, and I could be wrong, I think part of the reason, and I don't know them personally, so I don't know, but I think a lot of wasn't the developer of DayZ the guy that actually modded it?
I think so, yeah.
Like, so he was kind of starting his own thing.
Yeah, but Bohemia picked him up.
Oh, so it was Bohemia?
I believe so. I could be wrong.
I'd have to double check it.
I don't know how they would let him get away with a game that he made on a mod of their thing without them picking it up, or some sort of a sister company to them.
Yeah.
Yep. Developers, Bohemia Interactive, and Dean Hall, who I'm guessing is the guy. Yep. Yeah,
So
the guy.
you had
So you
full
had the
support
backing,
of a giant in the PC gaming world. We talk about the crowdfunding thing, and you guys have heard of Double Fine. They have a couple documentaries on YouTube that I encourage anyone to watch, because it's like a real in the trenches look at game development. And Tim Schafer, who's the owner of Double Fine, that dude is a master at crafting stories. Like, And this thing follows him like day to day throughout this process. But they launched a Kickstarter for a game that they didn't really even have a name for. But their big thing that they made money on back in the day was like Grim Fandango, Return to Monkey Island. It was like the point and click adventure style stuff. So the stories had to carry those games because there wasn't a lot of gameplay, right? So they launched this Kickstarter and they just called it Double Fine Adventure. That's all it was. And I think they wanted like $300,000 was their goal because they had pitched this game. No companies wanted to do it. They said it was a dead medium. They launched this thing and they made the $300,000, I believe, in 24 hours and ended up over $1 million. Like they absolutely crushed it. Like obviously it's not a dead medium. Nobody was just making them. But this documentary goes into that. And like, so there's companies out there like that, like the small guys that really care about what they're doing. Like they want to make this thing anyway, but they just need the money. Nobody's going to pick them up. So I do think Kickstarter and all those crowdfunding things are a good thing for the gaming community because you can get those smaller projects out to people that you would normally never hear of.
Yeah, and I'm not it's not the crowdfunding I'm opposed to. The thing I'm opposed to is being in early access for 10 years. Like just release a game. Like if you hit your goal, the game should be you should be, in my opinion, you should be putting out, hey, March 20th, 2025, we want this game fully released as a final product or something.
No, I agree.
You know, don't give us 10 years of just quarterly updates on the game itself. Just give us a released product.
Yep. And I guess where I was kind of going with that is like the Steam early access thing, I think is a similar thing to that Kickstarter thing. Like,
sorry.
Paul's getting a little Leonard Zinnard.
Little muddy buddy.
Little melty buddy. So yeah, I do think it is a good thing. I think the problems that arise with it is when the giants in the gaming world start doing it. Like these big companies say like, oh, we're just putting it out in early access. Like hire some fucking testers and do it right. You know what I mean? Like, well, sorry to be harsh, but
no, I 100% agree. Like, look, was Ocarina of Time or GoldenEye on early access?
Well, that wasn't really a thing back then.
Well, my point is,
they didn't have the option with the physical release.
Well, I understand that,
but they couldn't even do day one updates.
They had a panel of people who would play test shit.
Oh yeah,
but like
companies have definitely gotten lazy.
But to your point, though, like those big giants that are trying to just touch on this early access thing, like no, absolutely not. The small guys, like, what's the Viking one? Valheim. I'm all on board for that.
Yeah.
Those were two dudes that left bigger studios, I believe.
2 or 4, something around there.
Or yeah, it was a group of people that started their own thing. They wanted to make a game. Awesome. I'm all for it. I'll throw money at it. If you got a good idea, you have a good, like, at least something in front of me I can see that's tangible, that is reachable. You know, I'll do it. I'll support it all day.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just wanted to bring that up. Like, we're not shitting on the idea of Kickstarter and early access. It's just irritating when it's abused.
Sure. I think that was probably the point I was going for, too.
Yeah, I think it was what we were all going for. We just get a little heated when every time Star Citizen comes up, even not on the show, just in our group, this is how this fucking conversation goes.
Yep. Doesn't help her drinking a heavy beer.
No. Give me another of them fucking 10%ers.
Yeah, I'm a quarter of the way into the beer. I'm already fucked up.
I'll go ahead and bring a rumpkin for you guys next time.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I'm tasting colors right now.
What's that? We're going to go off on a tangent right now, but there was a competition that they used to have for the world's strongest beer. And one of them, I believe, was called Roadkill Ale or something like that. And it was literally the bottle was made in a taxidermied fucking animal. Like they'd stick the bottle in a squirrel.
Call your dad right now.
We need it.
I don't know the story about that, but I think I remember that. And the strongest beer is something like a 40% beer.
I think it was that one at that time. I think they've gone above 40. It's like
probably
67.5.
Oh, yep. Let me guess. Sam Adams, Olympia or something like that.
Nope. Snake Venom. I mean, I could be wrong. There could be something else, but
Yeah. Sam Adams does I want to say it's like an Olympia or an Olympus, something like that. It's kind of like a yearly release, massive beer they do.
Is that? That's not that presidential.
No,
one that
you're
talking-
thinking of Ale to the Chief by Avery Brewing out of Colorado.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because
Yep.
you got that one year, and I really liked it.
I got it a few years ago, and we're seeing a picture now of, is that being poured out of a squirrel?
it's called Roadkill Ale. They literally taxidermy a dead animal around the side of it.
Dad, I think I know what you're getting for Christmas.
It's 55%.
How much is it?
I'm not sure.
Because I'll pitch in to buy John.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe for we hit a big milestone, we'll dabble in one of them and just get shit plowed.
What do you think? Like maybe milestone like by listener count or by like an episode count?
Episode count would probably be the better one, because
Yeah, for
otherwise
us
10
right
years
now,
we might
yeah.
hit the listener count.
It's been 84 years.
When all our kids grow up to be like, oh, we have like 10 more listeners now.
We're doing a hologram podcast.
Yep. I guess I got to get married and have kids first. So that might be even longer.
Well, and by that time, I'm sure we're all going to be living underground in a vault.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Nuclear apocalypse. Fallout. That's Fallout, Connor. I don't know if you.
Oh, is
got
that what the
into
game was?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
You're a survivor. The
Who's
post-
out?
Who's out?
Why am I falling?
Well, somehow Star Citizen led to dead animal beers.
That's never a bad day
No.
when you get
Yeah.
on dead animal beers.
It's not at all. So kind of in the spirit of the show, not that this is something that we did just because of the show, but last weekend, Paul went to high school with, or a buddy that Paul went to high school with.
Paul actually went to high school last week, too.
I did go to high
he
school.
went back to school
Back to school.
to show my dad I'm not a fool.
For those of you that weren't born in the 90s, that is Billy Madison.
Yeah.
Old Adam Sandler.
Oh, yeah. So one of the guys Paul went to high school with listened to the show and offered to sell me a GameCube.
And he also offered to sell me a collector's edition PS4 for Destiny. Shout out to John Hillsland, or as I call him, John Mordecai. You're the real MVP, buddy.
We both got Spurs, John.
Oh, we both got Spurs.
Hey, John, what are you going to sell me? Because I was not part of these deals.
Actually, if I remember right, he had a PS3 he was selling, and I can't remember what the other one was. I'll have to text him.
Was it a PS2?
If he's got a PS2.
no,
that-
I think he was selling a PS1, though.
Ooh.
I want a PS2.
There's a couple good games on the PS1.
Yeah, I
would
think
say,
so.
But
Yeah.
anyway, so obviously, Paul and I both jumped on those deals. So we went back to some childhood games. I felt like a kid on Christmas the day. I mean, I was bugging you all week to go get that fucking thing.
Yeah, I was kind of trailing you along, not on purpose, but
I think it was on purpose.
on Monday we were gonna, after work, go pick it up from John, but I was very sick, living near the toilet during work, so I was basically getting off work, going home, and then living by the toilet at my house.
Yeah, so the day I got that, Shannon and I went out to dinner, and we came back. I stopped at your house and picked it up, and I don't think I could have got my shoes and coat off faster. I'm not shitting you. I felt like a kid on Christmas. This is the only console that I ever missed growing up. Like, it wasn't wrapped nicely. It wasn't in a bow like Santa put it under the tree. It was an old orange box, and I literally cut it, threw it open. Cords were fucking flying. And Shannon was like, God, you're excited, aren't you? I was like, you have no fucking idea. It's like, not only is one of my favorite games of all time in this box, but it's the only console that I've never got to play it on. It was it's hard to even call it a nostalgia trip because I never owned it. But I was excited to play a console from 06? 04?
I think GameCube came out in 04. I know Twilight Princess came out in 05.
Oh, I thought it was 07.
I'll look up Twilight Princess.
GameCube came out in Japan in 2001. Let me double check.
Do I look like I speak Spanish?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. It's 2006 for Twilight Princess.
06? Okay, I thought it was 07.
Yeah.
but
North America, 2001 as well.
2001, wow.
Yep.
Yeah, so 22-year-old console, and I could not wait to get it home and play it.
Well, it was a void in basically your childhood.
Yeah.
In a way, because you said you had You didn't have Super NES, but you had NES 64.
I didn't personally own an NES or a SNES. But I had like cousins, and growing up, you live with your cousins essentially. So I played the shit out of all of them. But
Sure.
I started with a Genesis. My earliest childhood memory is me and my dad hooking up the Sega Genesis and playing Sonic 2. I think it was the second one. I don't remember.
Sure.
But
No,
yeah,
I can understand. I can understand that excitement, though. Well,
yeah.
of
So
course.
going from that, and I had the N64, which we've said more than enough on that thing. All of
Do you
us.
want to talk about it for another? We could talk about the 64 for half an hour if you want.
We're starting a new episode. This is it. Yeah, I played the absolute shit out of that. And I remember asking for a GameCube. And then the Xbox was also out, like original Xbox at the time. And so I told, obviously, greedy little shithead kid, I want both, Mom. So she went to the store and asked the gentleman at the counter which one was better. Well, he went with the graphics. I'm not complaining. I love my Xbox.
Yeah.
It just, man, yeah. I missed it. It was so fucking great going back to it. So getting back to it, in the spirit of the show, this past weekend, we had the GameCube, and Connor brought over his original Xbox. So we did a little trip back in time in our gaming categories. We dabbled up some Twilight Princess, obviously.
So let me stop you there real quick.
Stop me.
Let me take us back a little farther, because when you and I first met in 2015 as friends, I think it was a week after we actually met and became friends. We were kind of just talking about old games, and I think either I'd asked you or you asked me. I think I asked you, do you remember the game on the original Xbox, Kung Fu Chaos?
Kung Fu Chaos!
And your eyes freaking lit up, and I remember you saying that I was the only person you'd met that had ever played that game.
I got tired of asking people if they've ever even heard of it, because it was such an unheard of game.
Oh, yeah, it was a small... I mean, you got to remember, too, I think it came out... Connor, can you look up when Kung Fu Chaos came out real quick?
I thought we looked. I thought it was 01 as well.
So then, that would explain a lot, because didn't CE come out in 01?
So Kung Fu Chaos came out in 2003.
Okay.
Yep, only on the Xbox.
Yep.
And when did Halo CE?
01.
It did
Oh.
come out in 01?
Yep.
Okay.
November 15th.
Okay.
But
But
yeah, so it was out a little while. But
yeah, but just
yeah.
a little backstory for everyone. Like me and JD, after we became friends, how many times did we go to that trademark store here in
dude.
Billings looking for a Kung Fu Chaos?
Trademark. I've had an eBay watch listing of that game throughout the years multiple times. Obviously, never bought it. And yeah, Paul and I just kind of on a whim, because I had just got that GameCube, so we were kind of out hunting for GameCube games, and went into the store we've been in multiple times, and asked the guy at the counter if he had it. He hadn't even heard of it. Again, nobody's ever fucking heard of that game.
Yep.
If you've heard of that game, email us, bbrosgr@gmail.com. So we asked the guy, and he goes, I'm not familiar with it. Let me look up a picture of it, and I'll see if I recognize it. So he pointed us back to the wall, and there's, when I say wall, it's like an 8-foot section from probably 4 foot down to the floor of stacked original Xbox games. There's thousands of them. And so we're kind of poking through them. Hopes are getting down a little bit. And right on the top of one of the stacks, sitting waist level, is fucking Kung Fu Chaos. And Paul, like, aggressively flings his hands out, points at it. I grabbed it and I was like, we're buying it. I didn't even look. It could have been $300. And that guy could have charged my card for everything it's worth. It was going home with me that day.
I would have helped you pay for it.
Man, it was, I don't know. It was just really cool to see that. Like, nobody's ever played this, or nobody I know, I don't know about you, Paul, but has ever heard of or played that game. But yet somebody in this little podunk town of Billings, Montana owned it, sold it, and the guy said that he just checked it in, what did he say, like a week or two ago?
Yeah, I think so.
And we stumbled upon it.
Yeah, I was looking at the sales of it. So 280,000 units sold. Compared to how many do you think original Xboxes sold?
Oh, fuck. A lot.
I'd say original Xbox?
Original Xbox.
Like in the world or in America?
Worldwide.
Oh, 5 million?
15.5 million units worldwide.
And a 250,000 Kung Fu Chaoses.
Yeah.
I can't believe we got it for that cheap now.
No, that's so to kind of piggyback off that. One thing that was really nice about going searching for those games is it kind of brought back that feeling, that excitement of like grabbing a game, looking at it, and going like, "Oh, dude!"
Looking at the back.
Yeah, and like,
Yep.
you know, you don't really have that anymore because you just either open up your Xbox or
Just
your
click
PlayStation,
through
and
the
you
store
side
page,
scroll,
yeah.
you hit the search bar.
So the other thing that made me miss the golden age of video games back then was when when I grabbed that case off the shelf and I opened it up, the art books, the books that they used to
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
give you.
Yeah,
I remember going to video game stores for my birthday or whatever. Mom would buy me a game, and you would unwrap that sumbitch, and the whole way home, like we live like an hour roughly from a video game store, so I would read that book front to back. I know how to beat the game by the time I was fucking home. Like, I miss that so much, man. And then they went to like just black and white, like 4-page things, and now you don't even get a fucking disc in the case usually.
well, you don't even get a disc anymore.
Yeah.
Don't even get a case. Everything's just online now.
Everything's digital. Yeah.
Well, like I was looking at the Resident Evil Collector's Edition, and I was watching like an unboxing of it, and the gal I was watching takes it out, shows off the statue and everything, and she shows a steelbook, and she goes, "Oh, that's really cool." And she goes, "Open it," and she goes, "Of course, there's no game in it. Like, fucking just print the picture on a disc. I don't even care if it plays."
Yeah.
Like, it's just something about that. Like when we were playing all those old games, and you're plugging in corded controllers, and I fucking tripped over it like 9 times throughout the night. And of course, Spirit of Bros Brews game reviews, we were chugging beers.
Yep.
And I don't know, man. I felt like a kid again this last weekend. It was so fucking fun.
Oh, yeah.
I can't tell you how many times me and my sister Kara would beat the piss out of each other because either I'd be playing something on the 64, and she'd walk by and accidentally like yank the freaking cord out, or I would. And,
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I remember with the Sega, like, it wasn't so much a problem of like my sister doesn't play games. I'd be surprised if she listened to the show, you little bastard. But like the dog would walk by and yank the Sega cord out. That would cause the console to freeze. You had to restart.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was
I never played a Sega, so
yeah. I don't know if it was like that on, like, say, I didn't really own the NES or SNES, but yeah, it was irritating. And you didn't have saved games, so you couldn't pick up from your last load. You started from level 1.
Wow. So going back to what we were getting into there, we had Connor come over. Was it Saturday night or was it
Friday night?
Friday night. Yep.
Friday night, and we just got a couple beers, hooked up the GameCube. We played. Well, me and you played Twilight Princess for probably a couple hours before he got there.
Yeah.
And then maybe another 2 hours after
we
he got
we
there.
made him dabble into his
Oh, yeah.
like third hour, maybe.
I'm
of
basically a
Zelda
Zelda
game.
master now. Like, I tripled my Zelda time that night.
On the pixelated as
Yeah.
fuck fucking GameCube.
But I don't think either of us could wait. I think we just really wanted to play Kung Fu Chaos.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, luckily JD's big old ass TV that he still has AV hookups.
We say old ass, and it's like a 2016 4K TV.
Actually, so I looked at mine. I still have an old TV.
Do you?
Like my main one has AV hookups.
Fuck, yeah.
Yep. So
God, what a good weekend.
hooking that up. I am surprised at how well it boot up after 15 some odd years of never even turning on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's kind of refreshing because it shows you the strength of just those older gaming consoles. I mean, I bet you haven't turned that thing on in
probably since I got my 360 and whenever the hell those came out.
And we literally hooked to the TV, hooked power to it, plugged the controllers in, you hit the disc button, it ejected perfectly, no issue.
Yep.
Put the CD in.
It's because of the flames I had on there, those flame stickers.
Yeah.
It ran a few more frames per second.
It gave
on
it
there.
a couple more teraflops.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just a blast. Like seeing that old Xbox intro turn on.
Yep. We even stopped before anybody hit the power button, made sure the volume was ready.
Yeah.
Everything was ready to go just so we could hear it boot up.
Yeah. It was really cool. People listening to this are gonna be like, God, you guys are weird, but you're weird.
Yeah. That was a highlight of mine for
a
long time as far as video games
go. Even just sitting there looking through all my old games, trying to find like, oh, we got the booklet in this one.
Yep.
there's even a warranty card in here. We should send those in.
If any game developers are listening, check your mail.
Yeah, we
if
might
you
have a
even know
couple
where
in the
your
mail.
PO box is.
They're probably listening going, we have a mailbox? I thought everything was email these days.
Yeah. Well, moving on from that, Connor, I got to dabble into a little bit of Hogwarts.
About fucking time.
I know, man. So I guess actually to peek that off, a little spoiler, I beat Elden Ring.
You can beat that game?
Oh, no soul clap. That's right. Oh,
Yep.
fuck off.
Well, no, you said solo clap. I was letting you clap.
Slow.
Oh, slow clap.
Open your ears.
It's a soul clap, actually.
Turn
a
both headphones
soul
up.
clap. Okay.
Yeah, I 100% agree with everything you said about that game. I was a little bummed, like the whole intro, not bummed, but the whole intro cutscene. I was just like, the second they got into the carriage, I was like, oh fuck, I know what's about to happen. Like, it was so fucking cool, man. The way they did it, and they don't super acknowledge it. Like, it just kind of happens. Like, I understand people that don't know the Harry Potter universe would be like, what the fuck was that? I love when games do that. Like, it's just like for those of you out there, here's this little
nod.
treat.
Yep.
Yeah, man. They did it really, really well. Everything down to the look and feel of the castle. Like, I remember reading the books. It was amazing going through that, reading all the little stories and shit that happened in the books, the exploration all the kids are going through. But when you went to see the first movie and they take the boat ride up to the castle, but when they go through like the dining hall and they're walking up to the Sorting Hat, man, they nailed the feel of that game, or I mean of that universe so well with that game. I'm really impressed with it. That being said, I do think I'm going to give it a break, only because coming off the high that I got from beating Elden Ring finally, and like getting that last hit on the final boss, and just the sigh that I had and just kind of sunk in my chair, that game changed me. I'm not going to dive too deep into it. Yeah, I want to give Hogwarts a break, only because I want to give it its full fair shake, all of my attention. Going back to the GameCube I just want to take a break from being that intensely devoted to a game. And I do think Hogwarts is going to be the next one that I do that with.
Yeah, your blood pressure might need a break for a little bit.
Yeah, I went to the doctor and they're just putting me on straight potassium injected into my veins.
You walked in, the doctor was like, you're an Elden Ring player, aren't you? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we could have put it in any better words, the love that they put into that game.
Oh yeah, it is just a work of love through and through.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paul, you when are you gonna play Hogwarts?
I already beat it.
You already did the Wingardium Leviosa and
yeah, I went up to Professor Snape and I pulled out it's Excalibur, right?
Yep. Something like that.
And I swished and I flicked and Wingardium Leviosa. And then he gave me the Slytherin hat. And when I put the Slytherin hat on, the Potter Stone.
Yep.
From the Chamber of Quidditch.
Yes.
Yep. I remember that.
Yep. It came out to me, and then I had an epiphany. And then there was that hot chick. What's her name?
Garlic.
And
her name is Garlic?
If I remember right,
probably because she's spicy.
She's the one that said, we're going to take a quick break right now.
Did she?
I don't know if she did. But we are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we got a little callback to Bryce. I do anyway. And then a little bit of a new horror release that I've been looking forward to, and possibly a future special guest might come on to speak a few words to. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, this is JD. Just kind of want to jump on real quick. We were going to release our top 5. It would have been number 4 of our top 5 list. We kind of ran into a scheduling hiccup, and it was only going to be a couple of us recording. So I think we might take a week off, take a break, and hopefully after our next main episode, we will jump back in and get on to our number 4. Thank you. All right, welcome back, everybody. Talked a little bit about some Hogwarts, dabbled into some Elden Ring, and a huge trip down memory lane.
A bit of Star Citizen thrown in there.
Star Citizen, that's right. Gonna kind of stick with the retro games theme this episode, it seems like. Not planned, but the way she goes. Last week, we had Bryce on the show, and he kind of enlightened all of us. Some of us had heard of it, some of us was a new game, but Chrono Trigger, back on the SNES. That very same episode, as he was talking about it, Paul downloaded it on the spot, and I ended up downloading it later that night, both on our phones. And I actually have like a little controller, the Razer Kishi, that I started playing it with. He was not shitting when he talked about that game. The story of that game is absolutely phenomenal. Like old games like that don't really do cutscenes too much, and this one doesn't a ton either, but every now and then on certain story beats, you'll jump into the cutscenes. And I don't know if you remember, Paul, but Bryce brought up that he thought that it was the Dragon Ball Z artist that did the art for the characters in that game. And if it's not, they're very, very heavily influenced by it, though, I think. And the art that they do in some of those cutscenes is really, really good. But the kind of active combat system that game does, so you have like on your phone, you have the health bar of each character, and then right below them is a bar that just builds up. And when that's full, then you can do your attacks, use your special magic attacks, or use an item to heal, revive down players, anything like that. But the one cool thing, and this could be not new to this game, I don't know, I just couldn't ever get into the turn-based combat systems of old games like that when I was younger. But when you go into your magic attacks, some of them you can do combo attacks. So like you and one of your party members will both like combine your like ice and fire attack into one combo attack on an enemy. And some of those will hurt like multiple enemies that you're fighting against. Up to you can have 3 party members, and some of those moves, all 3 of your party members can kind of team up and do like one big attack. Like it was really interesting the way they did that mixed in with the active combat. So you'd have one guy who's maybe his speed is a little bit higher, so that bar builds up faster. So you could get in like a couple small hits with him, and then by the time your other 2 are ready and charged up, then his is again, and you can go in with one big attack. It seems like the potential for different strategies is very, very vast with that system.
Oh, so it's not just get one attack really, really high and just wreck house every time you fight.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, and some enemies are like really weak to not only magic, but certain types of magic, or some enemies are weak to physical, which obviously isn't anything new in a game. But like you said, playing like, I think Pokemon is the only like turn-based combat thing that I can think of that I played with a kid. You got your one attack and you would just click A and just do that attack until all of his Pokemon were dead.
Yep.
And it's not really like that.
Or you ran out of PP.
Yep. PP.
Yeah, I got about an hour into Chrono Trigger, and I haven't really hit anything that knocked my socks off. Not to say it's not there.
Mm-hmm.
I just haven't really gotten that far into it yet. But what I've seen so far is as far as like animation, artwork and stuff, it looks really good. I'm really excited to play it more, especially now that I'm kind of done with I'm not done with Destiny, but
a little lighter on it now that
Yeah.
you're done with the story and all that.
I've got the day 1 raid out, and
Right. Yeah, I know you had said you were looking at ordering a controller for your phone, or you did?
yeah, I did.
Did you get it yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely recommend playing it with that. It's not hard to play with your phone. Like, you obviously have just the touch joystick, and then it's literally just tapping anywhere on the screen is your confirmation. So it's not hard to play, but the movement of the character is a lot more fluid with a joystick than it is. And I just don't like touchscreen controls. But
You know, I don't either. I tried Steam linking my phone without a controller, and I tried playing Destiny because I was working nights, and we had just some downtime. So
yeah, you're on your lunch break, unpaid, right?
but I was I was just trying to basically get my, and if any Destiny players listen to this, they're gonna be like, "Oh, you're that fucking guy." But I was just trying to get like my pinnacles done for like my strikes and stuff. So
Yeah.
Just get carried through all the strikes, basically.
I mean, and strikes are not hard, so I was like, yes.
No.
But I was just trying to like, and I'd try to contribute. Man, doing it with the touch screen controls,
All right.
a game like Destiny.
Was it lagging much?
No, actually, it ran very well.
Really? Yeah. The one time I've tried Destiny on Steam Link, it lagged all to hell. I couldn't even play it.
Yeah. Yeah. I never tried Destiny, but I tried Division 2. Actually, I guess I was on my same home network, so obviously it ran really well, but it seemed like a perfectly viable way to play those games. If you have good internet, I 100% get why people saying that's kind of the future of games.
Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of surprised, but it ran fine. Like other than like just the shitty controls,
Right,
you know,
right.
it looked smooth. Even when in real like intense areas where there's a lot going on, I didn't experience really any lag.
Yeah.
On my
Well,
phone.
you really like none of that'll be dependent on like lagging. It's literally a video stream from your computer to your phone.
Yeah.
You know, like you could have a million enemies on it. As long as your computer can run it, that side of it won't matter. It's just that up and down from the internet.
Mhm.
Yeah. That offset. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So on that, JD, have you ever tried doing the Steam Link with your Steam Deck?
I have a little bit. I haven't tried it like much outside of being at home on the same network. And I don't know if you even can, aside from downloading a program called Moonlight, which I actually think is kind of getting unsupported. It runs off that NVIDIA, what do they call it? GeForce Now. It runs off that. It worked really well. It was just kind of like, and I think the only reason I would do it is to be able to run Destiny on my Steam Deck, because that's
Yeah.
the only game that I have that doesn't run natively, or it can't. It can't because
Well, isn't there
Destiny
ways to
will
get
bind you.
around that BattleNet, whatever security thing they have or anti-cheat system?
Easy anti-cheat?
Yeah.
Not for Destiny,
Okay.
because they see it running on Linux and they
Oh, okay.
outright ban your account.
Hmm.
I'm not
Whoops.
going to get into that because it fucking pisses me off.
Yep.
Because every other game out there runs easy anti-cheat on Linux just fine. They just don't want to check the box that says, yes, you can do it.
Take that, Bungie.
Suck it. Not for you, Lance. But yeah, I think it's a viable way to do it. I just don't have a use for it. Like, I'm either going to play my games on my Steam Deck or I'm going to play my desktop. And right now I'm not really playing Destiny, so I don't have a reason to do it. But it did work. It worked very, very well. And everything looks even better because it's not being ran off your Steam Deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely see a reason for it to be there. Yeah, back to the Chrono Trigger. God, we go off some fucking weird tangents.
That's all right.
And it always goes back to Elden Ring or Destiny.
Well, that's what I like about this though is
Yeah.
we're not robots. You know, we're
No.
just
We have no
bullshitting.
idea what the fuck we're doing.
We're drinking beer and we're bullshitting.
We're 5 rednecks from Montana that decided to talk into some technology things.
What's this internet? You get that out of them hills?
And we wanted to get on the lines. Yeah, just to kind of wind it back to Chrono Trigger. I really like this kind of obviously very recent filling my gaps in gaming from my childhood. It's like I say, I want to call it a nostalgia trip, but it isn't because I didn't have it. Just filling those voids. It's fun. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, it does in a way fill the nostalgia though, because it's that element.
Yeah, the
that-
look
that-
and feel
that
of those
old
games.
element, yeah.
Yeah. Because like even me and you were talking about Twilight Princess yesterday, I think it was, and I said that I had the access to the HD version of it, and I was debating just starting over playing it on that, and we kind of talked about it like just give it its due, give it its respect, and try it, and I did, and it kind of sold me on it. Like, not to say that's the way the game was meant to be played. That's not really it, but just going back and appreciating what they did on that old hardware leaves a lot to be said about a game.
Well, and it's kind of hard for the era of gaming that we're in now. Like, it is easy to get that emulator that runs better.
Yeah.
Or runs better graphics or whatever. But it's almost not a slap in the face. It's just I guess you said it best by saying giving the game the respect it deserves by trying and actually playing it on its original hardware.
Yep.
Because that in itself is almost nostalgic.
Oh yeah.
You know, just yeah, maybe it's clunky, but that was part of it.
Yep. Yeah.
How far did you get any farther in Twilight Princess since we left that?
Yeah, I got to that forest temple. It's the first temple, so I didn't get like super far. I ended up not getting to play as much games on Saturday as I wanted to, but I started getting into it, and it was getting kind of late, and I didn't want to like do like half the temple, be dog ass tired, and then try to play it the next day and remember what I was doing. So I just stopped at the beginning of the temple, and I'll probably play more tonight or through the week. So, but I am looking forward to it a lot. Like I said, that's one of my favorite Zelda games, and to be able to play it, because I only played it the one time, but be able to play it, like you say, I'm holding a GameCube controller on a GameCube, tripping over the cords. I don't know. It takes you back to your childhood.
Well, and it just makes you appreciate what you have today too.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I think that's one thing we said in our, I think it was last episode. Those older games and those older systems, they kind of force you to fill in that imagination. Whereas games today, everything's given to you: sound, audio, story.
Yep. I will say the hardest thing about getting that whole thing to work was I had to order a part so I could even run an HDMI to my TV from that GameCube, but trying to get all the color and the brightness and everything so it wasn't just bleeding. It just felt like it was bleeding out of the TV. Like the green was flowing into every other space on the TV. I think I got it down, but it was like a game in itself trying to get all my TV settings set up right. Yeah, I guess we're kind of sticking with the retro theme. There's a new game, but it's a remake of an old game. And I don't think we're going to go too crazy into this because we have a bit of a special guest that we're working on bringing to talk more about it. He's a big fan of it, but I bought and played probably maybe 2.5 hours of the Resident Evil 4 remake. And that company, Capcom, is absolutely crushing the remakes. Like, I didn't play the Resident Evil 1 remake, but it got very good reviews. But I did play 2 and 3, and those two, I had bought both of them. And when I found out my Steam Deck was coming sooner than I initially thought, and those games both ran extremely well on it, I saved it for that. Those games play so well as a new look and feel of them, but they still follow the systems and the gameplay feel of the old games so well, from being chased around the police station by the tyrant, and then Nemesis in the third one. They changed the way he works a little bit. It's more like set pieces when he chases you instead of just constantly the fear of, I don't know if you guys played.
I can't remember whichever one I played. Nemesis, you run into him on a train at the end of the game. And that's honestly the thing I remember the most about whichever one I played. It was on the 64.
I think Nemesis was only on the PlayStation. I think there was an RE64.
I don't remember.
Anyway.
Yeah. Resident Evil was another one that I never really did as a kid.
Welcome to Connor's Corner.
Yeah. I'm right there with
add
you.
That one to the list.
I wasn't a huge Resident Evil fan. Not because it's not good. It's just I think there were other games I liked better.
Yeah.
I like the movies. Great plot lines.
I didn't play them much when I was younger. It was kind of the one genre that I went back to, mostly because I didn't even like scary movies when I was a kid. Like, terrified me and I hated it. But after like getting a little bit older, and like the adrenaline rush you get from getting scared is unlike any other rush, and they did it very well back then.
Yeah, that's I kind of wish I got into them a little more, because I know they do have a really good plot line.
Yeah.
Like, I've watched videos on YouTube talking about the timeline and stuff, and it is pretty good.
Well, it's one of the few games where like the offshoots as well as the sequels all kind of call back to one pivotal point in that game, and that was like the outbreak at Raccoon City. So like they're all kind of like just a spider web out from that. Like, they follow certain characters and certain characters show up in every game, but they all just kind of call back to that moment when all these characters met, and then they kind of go out and fight this outbreak in different times in different areas of the world. So it's a, I wouldn't say complicated story, but it's just kind of interwoven really interestingly. Whereas most game, it's like this happens and this happened, this happens. Well, this
Sure.
is like this is all happening kind
Sure.
of deal. So
I think one thing that kind of turned me off to Resident Evil was I think it was, which Resident Evil was it, where the very beginning, and it's a fairly recent Resident Evil, you go through this like 2 or 3 story house, and it's very like demonic or like paranormal.
you might be thinking of 7 Biohazard. Yeah.
I played that with so the guy that's actually going to be our potential guest, Chris Moda. He's one of my very close friends. I played that with him a couple of years ago, and I was playing it, and it did scare the shit out of me, and it looked really good graphically. It looked amazing, but I just felt in my eyes, from what I remember playing Resident Evil as a kid, I felt like it went from zombies to like just these enormous monsters, and now like whatever it was in that house, like whether it be paranormal or demons or whatever. But he was explaining to me like, well, that's just how the virus evolves. And
Well, and it also like, it seems like it's kind of paranormal, but if you get into it and you kind of see the story, it isn't as much, because the virus has also been like tampered with by humans. So they're obviously helping it evolve and kind of pushing it towards being able to do different things. So I get what you mean, but I would, and it's hard to say like give that game another chance, because it is a very good game, but it's fucking scary. It is fucking terrible. Yes.
Yeah. I played it so I can do jump scares. Like I played Dead Space. I had no issue.
Yeah.
No issue, meaning like it was fine. Yeah. Scared the shit out of me. I was fine with it. One thing I can't do in games is paranormal or demonic stuff. And it has nothing to do with because I'm a Christian. It's just, it just, I don't know, it smacks a fear in me a little differently than like zombies or space aliens or jump scares of whatever it be. You know, demons and paranormal stuff just fuck me up.
Yeah. I get what you're saying, but like I said, it isn't actually that. Like especially if you get past that house and into some of the other areas of the game, it gets away from that a little bit more. So
okay. I might give it a try.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I think you should. Like I said, it's hard to do, because you're like, yeah, I'll install it, boot it up, and then you start playing it, and maybe you shut all the lights off, and you're like, yeah, fuck this. I don't want to do this today.
The lights will be on.
Yeah. Lights will be on. The cat will be holding my hand.
My phone light will be on. I'll have 911 on speed dial.
The brightness will be turned all the way up.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'll ever get into it, because just any horror game I'm just not into.
Yeah. It's a niche genre for sure. Yeah. I think I think the reason they get as big as they do now is because it's extremely entertaining to watch streamers play it. Like that's it's found its market with like that, with that audience. I don't do a lot of Twitch, but when I do, there's a few people that I kind of watch, and it's either Elden Ring or some sort of Dark Souls thing, or
Destiny.
Or Destiny, or they're playing horror games, and it's very fun to watch people get scared.
And I'll agree with that. Like watching people just like jump or freak out, especially if it's a game you've been through.
Oh yeah, and you know it's about to happen. It's funny.
There was, I can't remember the girl's name, but she's a fairly successful streamer, and she was streaming herself play, I think it was Dead Space 1. And I knew, because I played that game start to finish, I knew like where all the jump scares were. So I was like, okay, let's see. And it didn't, and it did not fail.
Yeah.
It was entertaining from start to finish. So I understand that, you know, that market, because it is entertaining to, especially for a guy watching a girl, like, you know, get those jump scares. It's a little more entertaining, I think.
Yeah. Well, I think out of all of it, girls usually have the funnier reaction.
Sure.
And I don't know why it is.
Yeah, I mean, guys just trying to tone it down, be masculine.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
But I think it's kind of like just watching kids fall. You know, you could watch people get jump scared.
Oh yeah, watching people fall is just as fun.
Oh, I watch my daughter fall all the time.
Oh yeah, I laugh at her
even when she's
time.
right next to me. Yep. I don't even try to stop it.
I throw stuff at her to make her fall.
Yeah,
I've watched Paul fall off my front steps on that video a bajillion times.
We're gonna have to post that on the Instagram or something.
Yeah, we will.
We're not posting that.
someday.
If you guys post it, I'm not gonna be on this podcast ever again.
If this episode gets 4 listens, I'll post it.
Stop. I'll make you a deal. If this episode in particular gets 500 listens, I'll be okay with you posting it.
I mean, I have the video.
I have the video. Yep, that would not be a good friend thing to do.
One thing I wanted to bring up was all those remakes of the Resident Evil games. They build them in the Resident Evil engine, or RE engine, I think they call it. And I guess I don't know. I can't speak to it much on consoles how it works or runs. I'm assuming it's pretty well because I don't think any of those games have got really a bad rap. But one of the big things for PC players, I guess, when you first launch up a game and you kind of poke through the settings just to get it to run the way you like, what they do is you change each setting, it gives you the total VRAM of your card and how much it's using and how much free VRAM you have. And then on top of that, it has like a little picture of a scene. So say you're changing like the texture quality. And when you tick it down or up, it'll load that and what it's going to look like when you do that. So you can kind of play with like getting as many frames as you want or getting it to look as nice as you want. And you can kind of find that middle ground, and it gives you like live stats of where your system's going to be running.
That's actually pretty cool. I don't think I've seen any other game really do that. I mean, it's just you change it to, or you're like, say it'll scan it and say, we recommend this, or you'll change it to whatever. And you're just kind of hoping that it'll work.
Yeah. You play for a few minutes. And,
Yep.
Yeah.
You just kind of check your frame rate if you have it running in the upper corner. But
Yep.
Yeah, outside of that, nobody really actually deep dives into this is exactly what we're using. And this is exactly what your changes are doing to your computer.
Yeah, the only other game I can think of is GTA 5 did it a little bit. I didn't mess around with the settings a whole lot on that because what they had it defaulted to was like perfect. But you know, I was really impressed, like just the UI of all that and how user friendly it all is for you to be able to change all that was really impressive. And that engine looks fucking incredible.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for GTA 6.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah,
the videos they've put out it looks amazing.
Yeah, I hope they work on the online a little bit on that. Just, I don't know. 5 was, not that it was impossible, but it was just harder to party up and kind of get in together. Once we got it figured out, it wasn't bad. It just didn't seem as easy, as streamlined.
Personally, I wasn't as big a fan of the online GTA. For me, I just like the story of it.
Oh, I do too. Yeah.
Online, it was just people fucking with each other. Like that's what it boiled down to.
Yeah, the story of those games is by far the best aspect to them, but
I don't know. Those heists that we did, I really enjoyed the online heists. I think they were a ton of fun. Did you do?
I don't think I ever really did those.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I thought you
we
did
hung out
one
with that one guy for a while, the hacker.
Oh, yeah. You jumped in a little later.
Yeah.
That's right.
Or we would just hang out in the casino and play blackjack together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, that game is...
We might need to go back and do some heists.
Man.
I'd jump. I still have millions of dollars from that
too.
hacker.
Yeah.
I do too.
I probably shouldn't be saying that out loud.
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
We didn't hack. Yeah.
Yeah, he just gave us money.
But I'd be down to jump in and run you through a heist because they're a ton of fun.
I even bought that nuclear bunker for the Doomsday heist.
Oh, really?
Literally, we had planned on doing it like in a couple days, and all of us just stopped, like cold turkey, quit playing that game.
I'll install it when I get home. If you guys want, I'm down.
I probably still have it installed. On me.
I don't know if I do. It runs pretty well on Steam Deck.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to poke around at with RE4. When we do get Moda on, if we can make our schedules line up, we'll let him dive into it a little bit deeper. He's a pretty big Resident Evil super fan. He was the one that was with Drew and I when I brought up the Comic-Con interaction that we had, and we met that Nick Apostolides is his name, that did the voice and the mocap for Leon in that game. So yeah, moving on from that, the Steam Spring Sale went on since the last time we recorded. I think we picked up a couple games, Connor.
Yeah, I was poking through there. I didn't really see too much that stood out to me that I didn't already have. But yeah, so the one thing I did see that I didn't have was Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep, the originator to Tiny Tina's Wonderland. So it was the actual DLC, standalone DLC. So kind of a game, I guess.
I think it kind of is its own thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's its own file in my Steam library. So
yeah. I think they just called it like, I think they did sell it as DLC. It wasn't a full price like new game.
Yeah.
So, but
yeah, so I have only a few hours into Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, and I figured it's free. Might as well add the originator to it, give that a shot. But yeah, Borderlands is definitely a game that I need to get back into. I played a lot of the first ones. I don't know how much of it you guys have played.
I played the absolute piss out of the first one on Xbox One, it might have been.
it was on 360.
It might have been 360,
Yep.
yeah. But I never gave 2 and 3 a chance. I think it was because I was playing so much Destiny. But if those games are half as good as the first one, I really should give them a chance.
The second I put a few hours into, and it was really fun.
Yeah, that I've played all 3 of them. 2 is by far my favorite. 3, I think, came out at a shitty time for me. It was just that busy time at work. I started it, or no, I'm sorry, that was Wonderlands.
Oh
I played
you're right.
that. I think 3, just like Paul said, was when we were balls deep in Destiny, and I just kind of just like an escape from Destiny for a little bit and never jumped back into it. But I would like to, because 2 is my favorite, and 3, what I did get to play of it was it was really good.
Yeah, I think I never really played 3 because it came out on console before Steam, like by a year, right? Or is it another one of those Epic?
It was on the Epic Store. I
Okay.
think they're the producer on that.
I'd have to double check, but yeah, it was one of those where it was you could get it there, but you couldn't get it on Steam, so I just
Right.
waited. And
Yeah.
I think I own it now. I just haven't even started it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. We kind of talking about the Tiny Tina stuff. What they did with Wonderlands was really cool. Changing from, instead of throwing grenades, you're casting spells, and which seems weird, but the way they did it is really good. Like, it's hard to describe the change from a grenade to an actual spell that you're throwing out, or you'll cast and it comes down from the sky or up through the ground or something like that, which grenades in the Borderlands games always had a weird quirk to them. Like, they would either bounce or they'd hit and they'd separate into, so it kind of had the aspects of like what a spell would do in like different games, but they transitioned to it very, very well.
Yeah, there's a lot that I liked in that game, even the few hours I put into it. So the overworld view, you're essentially playing D&D and like walking around as a little minifigure character. So the graphics look like you're actually just controlling a little guy, and you're just going through finding encounters. It's almost like Pokemon, where you're like walking through grass and some dude jumps up and wants to fight you.
Oh, that's kind of
well.
cool.
And there's even like little puzzles that you can solve, like in that
Mhm.
overworld stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they did some really neat things with it. And then, of course, the humor in those games is one of the better as far as video games. I don't know why that's so hard for video games to nail, is like good humor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I think the reason Borderlands nails it so hard is because the game just naturally is silly. You know what I mean? It's got that, even the artwork is kind of that fun.
Yeah.
Comic-y.
Comic-y.
Yeah.
And that what are the little carts that run around? The carts that are on one wheel.
Oh, the robots.
The robots. There's a name to them.
Claptrap.
Yeah.
Like, those guys are just comical from the moment you see them.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the whole game is just kind of littered with comic relief.
Yeah.
And so when you get games that try to have a serious tone to them, and then they also throw humor in, it's like,
yeah, it never works very well. But like, even, I mean, released was that earlier this year or later last year? High on Life.
That was this year, I think.
Yeah, earlier. But like, I like Rick and Morty. I like that humor, but I played maybe 3-4 hours of that game, and it was okay.
Yeah, I maybe put 10 hours into it, and nothing ever really jumped out as like, oh, I laughed at that, or that was funny.
And it died off on me really fast.
Yeah.
Like, it got old. And you can change, I guess, for those of you who don't know, that's a first-person shooter by the creator of Rick and Morty, and your guns are aliens that talk to you and joke back and forth. And yeah, you can turn down the frequency of like how often your guns talk, and I would have almost rather just shut them off. Like, it never really made me laugh that much.
I think the only game that genuinely made me laugh recently, like within the past 10 years, was South Park.
Oh, the Stick of Truth and Fractured Butthole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those games are, but that's also because you're kind of like playing an episode. You're basically like an episode of South Park.
Yeah, those games were funny, and
like I genuinely laughed at those games.
Yeah, and I think that having the Matt and Trey write that game, like we're very heavily involved in it, helps. And I think that the creators of Rick and Morty could also do something like that with Rick and Morty, but I don't know how. And obviously, I'm not a game developer, but trying to transfer Rick and Morty to a video game might be a little more difficult.
Yeah. Well, and the little, I didn't play any High on Life. I just watched quite a few videos on it, but it to me, it just kind of seemed like they were trying pretty hard to make it a comedic game. You know what I mean? Where they were trying to blend like a somewhat of an action game with comic relief. Don't get me wrong. There were things that like there's something like where when you press I think you press pause and your gun will like say something to you when you get out of the menu. Like, I don't know. I can't remember. There's some pretty clever things they do with the way you interact with like the menus in the game and stuff. And that's cool, but that's not enough to make me slap my knee.
Right. So yeah, we somehow got onto that with Connor's Steam sale buys. Paul, did you get anything? Pick anything up?
Yeah, I ended up getting so I ended up buying Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim. I think I got it for like $15, and then I ended up getting Red Dead 2, which is long overdue. I've been meaning to get that game for a couple of years now. I just keep getting absorbed into other games, and every time it went on sale, I couldn't justify buying it because I was so involved in another game. But
and I think knowing that game is long and it's going to be a time sink is always kind of I just don't have time for it right now. You know, so
yeah, I think those are the only ones I got though.
Yeah, I would like to see your thoughts on Red Dead 2 because I know you enjoyed the first one, and I know I've told you how much I love the second one before, but
because it's a sequel, right?
Prequel. That one's a prequel.
Or prequel.
Okay. Yeah. So in one, you play as John Marston, and the whole game you're kind of trying to take revenge on that gang that you were in. At the very beginning, you go up to the Fort Mercer and you kind of confront them. Well, in 2, you're playing as Arthur Morgan, and you're living the life in that gang leading up to the events of 1. So
okay,
I like the way they did that, but the way they develop Arthur Morgan in that game, I mean, obviously those are long games, but the character development that they put into him, like you really get to care about him. And then in that, you already know John Marston from playing the first one, but your interactions with him and leading up to the end of the game, you learn so much more about him and his family, which was obviously a big thing in 1. So they did really well, like bringing new aspects to an old game and new storylines and tying it all in together. But I think Rockstar's one of the best, if not, probably not the best, but one of the best as far as video game storytelling goes.
So 2 does a pretty good job of like filling in holes that you didn't even know were a part of 1.
Yeah, very well. Yeah, you essentially learn the entire life of John Marston and his kid and his wife and that whole gang interaction. So, but yeah, the way that game controls, I think was probably the hardest thing, the biggest road bump I had to get over getting into it, because it's not snappy, quick movements. The only way I can think of to describe it is your movements are real heavy. Like at the beginning, you start out up on a mountain and the snow's like up to your hips. So you're not just like press forward on the stick and you're just plowing snow. He's like actually having to trudge, through the snow, and it makes you feel like, holy shit, like these guys are actually like, it's hard for them right now.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, they do really well with the environments around you, making you feel like you're actually experiencing what the character is. So yeah, I'd be really curious to see what your thoughts are on the story of that one.
Well, maybe I'll get a hair in my ass and I'll start it up tonight.
I think you should.
I got it installed.
I think you should.
I got all my weeklies done on Destiny, so
I've got more hours in that game than you do, so that's saying something.
In Red Dead? Do you? I didn't even know you owned it. Oh yeah,
Yeah. So I never played the first one. We can add that to Connor's Corner.
Oh jeez.
Yep. But the second one I've got just over 8 hours.
You know, why next time a game comes out, I want you to wait 10 years and then play only the sequel. Okay.
Done.
Like Starship
Several
Troopers,
times
I
done.
want you to start on the 5th movie.
Ooh. Was there even 5?
We're not going down that hole.
Yeah.
I think I've seen 2 or 3 of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought a couple games. Most of them kind of came on the heels of episode 3 when Drew got to spill his guts about Hunt, and I wish he would have been here for me to bring this up, but nobody tell him this so we know if he listens to our own episodes or not.
Oh, that's a good test.
I bought Hunt, Drew, and there's only
Say
one
it.
way for you to find out.
Say it one more time real quick, slowly.
Bought Hunt Showdown.
Okay. Now say it in French.
Je me que sama sa Hunt Showdown.
Was that French? Was that
I think so. I
Okay.
speak a little French, but it usually comes out sounding like fuck.
Okay. Can you give us a German rendition?
Or that's Russia. So yeah, I'm kind of excited to dabble into that. Like I said, he's got to bring it up though. I'm not doing it unless he does. So I picked up that, and the other one I think we're all kind of excited for. Connor, I bought Battlefront 2 Classic.
I know what we're doing tonight.
We might have to.
Yeah.
Another retro night. Everybody's calling in sick tomorrow.
I also have Battlefront Classic already installed,
Oh, okay.
but I'm playing Red Dead, so
Or you're playing Destiny.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see who's up to raid.
I was a betting man. Yeah, so I'm kind of excited. Like I say, I think the theme for my life at this point is retro. I'm gonna go back and fill some voids. Yeah, I think other than that, we could probably move on to some news. It was kind of light as far as games that we kind of care about and check into, but I know one that I was really not excited for, but I was very interested in after both Connor, you and Paul sent me videos on it, was that Bleak Faith Forsaken. I know you pulled that up if you want to kind of riff on that.
Yeah, so that got into a little bit of a controversy there. Some videos came out of those side-by-side comparisons of boss animations and a few other animations in the game with Dark Souls and other for
Mainly Elden Ring.
or was it mainly Elden Ring?
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, side-by-side comparisons of animations that were exactly the same, straight up ripped right out of Elden Ring and put into Bleak Faith.
It was like frame for frame.
Yep.
That's unfortunate because I thought Bleak Faith looked really good.
Yeah.
I didn't really dig into it much. Maybe you did, Connor, but
Yep.
a couple of the stories I read, they were claiming that they bought those animations from the Unreal Engine store.
Yep. For those that don't know, Unreal Engine, you can download it for free, but there's a store in there that you can go and buy assets. So say you need a tree in your game, you don't have to design a tree from the ground up. You can just go buy a cheap little tree or animations or other various things like that. And yeah, their claim was that they bought a animation pack and apparently whoever made it completely ripped it right out of Elden Ring illegally, made it into a pack and sold it to whoever produces Bleak Faith. I'm not too sure.
It was an independent thing. I think it was made by like 4 guys.
Oh, okay.
So
I don't know how much I believe that.
Yeah, that's their defense. So who knows?
yeah,
I
Yeah.
highly doubt a big title like from Soft Software.
Yeah.
They're going on Unreal Engine going, oh yeah, no, that one's good. I like that one.
like what Connor said was whoever made that animation pack ripped it from FromSoft. So it wasn't FromSoft putting it on the store.
No, I know. What I'm saying is I don't know how much I believe that.
Yeah. I mean, with how much effort they put into the animations and the, I can't think of the term, but like you playing Elden Ring, especially JD, you should know, like probably know better than me. You are very cued by their animations.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That is, you basically watch that and that's how you fight and you react to that.
Because wouldn't the creators of Unreal find themselves in some sort of legal battle? I mean, I don't know how it works with like trademark or copyright over animations per se, because that claim is basically either saying one of two things, right? It's either saying the animations on Elden Ring were pulled from Unreal, or Unreal 5 took animations from Elden Ring and made them available on their little store.
It's not necessarily Unreal that did that.
Yeah. You could go make an asset and post it on the Unreal store for other people to download. It's not Unreal.
Oh, so it's like
Unreal.
it's almost like a Steam Workshop.
Yeah,
Yeah, essentially.
kind of. It's like Fiverr. It's like Fiverr.
Okay. I'm sorry. I've never fucked around with Unreal, so I didn't know that was a thing. I thought it was just like Unreal offers this set of things from their store, like they make them like Unreal.
I mean, they do have their own things that they have made. Yeah, but there's also the Steam
The
Workshop.
user made stuff.
Okay, I didn't know that. So
yeah.
I retract. What I said.
That's what Connor was saying. And I think the story's kind of as clear as mud. Nobody knows. Only the creators of that game know, or the creators of that asset that they bought, if that's what happened. But essentially, somebody took Elden Ring and frame by frame ripped those animations and posted that as a pack to be bought on Unreal Store.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. So that's something the day before got kind of
they got flambasted for that.
Yeah, because of it wasn't necessarily animations, it was just in-world
the cutscenes and stuff, even like.
Oh, I mean, that's a whole nother.
Yeah, let's finish this and maybe we'll dabble into that. But I mean, I guess there's not a whole lot more to be said. Like,
yeah, not too much.
As far as I've seen, I don't think it has been polled. It's still available to buy, and I don't know if any outcome has been made of it yet. So, it might be something I kind of watch. Because like I said, I was very interested in that game. I like the look of it. And actually, coming off the heels of finally beating Elden Ring, I started playing a couple other like Souls-born games, and none of them have scratched that same itch. So it was one that I was interested in trying, but I'm kind of gonna wait a little bit. I think, see what happens.
Sure.
So yeah, I guess to move on, we can kind of dive into that the day before.
And it's not really a ton to dive into. Basically what I had seen was, if you take some of the Call of Duty trailers and you put some of the scenes side by side from the day before, they are identical. There's some minor differences, but that's all they are, is minor differences. They are almost frame by frame exactly the same.
I think I've seen that, like even down to like color tone. Is it
Yep.
like almost exactly the same?
Yep. But then there's also other things too, kind of like, so what you were saying with the Unreal thing, where you can go, if you don't want to design a tree, you can go and pull a tree out of that already exists in whatever their store is called. This content creator found, so there's like a ambulance in their most recent 10-minute gameplay reveal that they did. There's an ambulance that's like broke down in the middle of the road that she kind of walks by. That ambulance is no shit just pulled from
It's like a vehicle pack or something.
Yeah, it's like a vehicle pack, but most of the time when game designers do that, from what I've seen, is they'll pull that because they don't want to design an entire ambulance. But what they'll do is they'll change some things. They'll change like the color, the wording, maybe
add a logo or something.
Yeah, something. This is straight up from that thing, and they just bloop, bloop, right into the game. There was no effort to, do anything to make it look like, hey, this is our own.
Yeah, I was very, very excited for the day before. It seemed like something that was right up all of our alley, not just mine. I've pretty well lost all faith in that game.
Yep.
That most recent clip that they showed, like say it was like a 10 to 15 minute, supposedly a full in-engine gameplay trailer. And every time they show something, it looks worse and worse and worse. Like compared to that very first trailer when the guy was in the house that they showed, it looked incredible. Like it very detailed. And now it's coming out. It just feels empty. It looks bad. It doesn't look good. So I've kind of given up on it. You probably won't hear us talk too much more about it until maybe it comes out and we try it. We'll see. But
yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I was pretty jacked for that. And then when things started getting a little wishy-washy, I started becoming a little skeptical. But with the most recent trademark issue they ran into and the timing of it, and then things that game designers themselves have pointed out, I've lost interest.
Yeah. Yep, me too. We'll see.
We can move on.
Yeah. the next one I pulled up, so it's kind of been a running gag for Valve with like Half-Life 3 is never going to exist. Is it going to exist? And then Left 4 Dead 2 came out and everybody wanted Left 4 Dead 3. So the joke was always kind of like, well, Valve just can't count to 3, right? Well, last week they showed a chunk of and announced Counter-Strike 2 coming out, which technically is the third game.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't count Source, but Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and now Counter-Strike 2, like, they can't count to 3, but they're making a third game of the Counter-Strike. So I'm kind of excited if Valve is actually going to start making games again, and I know Drew and Daniel both would be super jacked if they start dabbling into maybe another Portal game or something like that. But I think given the success of the Steam Deck, I think it might be a little bit of a motivator for them to start putting out more games. I mean, not that Steam wasn't successful for them, but like they have their own platform now. So I'm curious to see what it does. I don't have any interest in Counter-Strike. I'm terrible at it. I'm not fast enough to play it.
I don't know if I've ever tried it.
It's hard.
Yeah, you and I played it. Yeah, a long time ago. It was not something we dumped a ton of time into. We were real young.
Okay. Yeah, I've obviously seen tons of videos on it, all the tournaments and stuff like that. Like, I know the gameplay, and yeah, you need to be extremely good at that game.
Fast,
Yeah.
Well, and it's still like, it's not even close. It's the number one most played game on Steam for like since it came out. Like nothing else is even close. I think Dota 2, kind of got close to it, but it's up there.
Yeah. I did see some TikTok the other day about some new smoke mechanics they're implementing into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically you throw a smoke grenade and the smoke, it'll interact with the surroundings.
Yep.
Or if you shoot through it, it'll create a path through the smoke, or throw a grenade next to it. It'll clear out the smoke.
Oh, wow.
So it's a little more interactive. It didn't look that great in my opinion.
Yeah. It looks like Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're into it, I think you should be very excited for it. That kind of goes into the next little chunk of news I got, because they're building it on the new Unreal 5 engine.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Unreal 5 engine, yeah. So it was part of that entire showcase. I didn't get to watch all of it. I watched, I don't know, maybe an hour or two of it here and there. And that's like obviously the most used game engine for any games out there, but the little chunk that I watched was like world creation. And basically what they had is I can't remember, one of the new vehicles.
The Rivian.
Yeah, that's what it was. Did you watch that?
I saw clips of it. I didn't watch the whole thing.
It was impressive.
It was insanely impressive.
Yeah, they were showing how easy they made it for people to make games. So they had them going through this jungle in this truck, and they showed like the different water physics and mud physics and stuff that they put into it, and it's all, like I say, it's really impressive. I can't really explain it, but I encourage anyone to go look.
What was really unique about that clip that you're talking about was so they're driving, then he stops and he says, all right, well, we're going to try to just set up a tree fixture or like a cliff fixture right here. I think I sent you
showed me that TikTok. Yeah.
So there's like an existing creek bed that this truck is driving on, and it's pretty bare with trees surrounding on each side. And what he does is he zooms out and he pulls up basically a HUD that has all the different things he can do with like terrain manipulation and whatnot. And he just clicks on a tree and he drags it into the world. Not only does it populate that tree, it builds, it knows it needs to connect things that aren't connected. So it connects like these walkways over the creek bed, and like it perfectly blends into the environment. It did not look out of place at all.
No. That was a big thing, that they were like the procedural generation that the engine does on its own. So like you have an idea in your head, and like Paul said, you place this tree down, and it seems weird to say, but it basically makes that entire terrain for you. And then you can tweak little pieces of it, slide it around, and it very fast auto updates all that terrain around it. And like one of the most impressive things I saw, they had like a fork in the road where this car could go left or right. And he said, maybe you want to encourage people to go to the left, but the right will be like a hidden pathway. So he literally grabs, like highlights this big chunk of rock, scoots it so the right's a little more closed off. And while he's scooting it, the engine is in real time building the road on that left side and shrinking the road down on the right. Like without him having to do anything. Like we don't know shit about game development, obviously, but it was incredibly impressive to watch.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be wild to see what some of these titles look like running that.
Yeah. Well, and then like we were just talking about the Unreal Store, like once other people get their hands on it and start making assets for this thing, I'm really excited to see video games in the next 10 years. I think it's going to be leaps and bounds.
Yeah, I can't even imagine what Destiny is going to look like.
Got to get it on Unreal first.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't get to watch all of it, but that was kind of the most impressive thing. They did a big facial tech reveal.
Yeah, I saw that with that chick.
I didn't get to watch that one. I was going to ask you guys if you got to see it.
I saw just a YouTube short on it. Basically, this chick, and it's very high quality camera footage that's being put on her, but she like turns her head left and right, and then she smiles like real pretty, and then she also does like this real awkward, ugly smile, like with her face, and the whole time the Unreal Engine is kind of mirroring it or mimicking it, and it's making its own version of her.
So it's kind of like motion capture. Just I know there's a term for when they do just the face, I think, but
kind of. But she was just standing there, like she didn't have the black suit with the balls on.
Yeah.
Like,
well, she didn't have like the balls around her on her face. Oh,
Nope.
really?
Wow.
Wow.
Nope. And the what it produced, there was a little bit of a difference between her and the
Sure.
but it was pretty damn close, and it looked really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that because it's been very apparent to me, like going back and playing all the retro games we've been talking about. Voices have never matched the mouths in games very well. Like even today, like it's better. Like it's pretty good, but there's always something, and I don't know what it is that you're just like, well, it's a little off. It's like when your TV the audio will lag behind and you're like, his lips aren't matching the words, and it becomes the only thing you focus on.
Mm-hmm.
I've ran into games like that where I'll be like super into the story and then I'll see that and I'm just like staring at their mouth, and then the cutscene's over. I'm like, oh, what the fuck am I supposed to do? But yeah, so I'm excited to see what they can do with that.
So one thing I wanted to throw on there, and I'm not trying to dive back into the day before, but one of the reasons they did their delay was because they were trying to swap from Unreal 4 to Unreal 5. If there is truth behind that, and they really are working to try to get Unreal 5 work with their game, that makes me kind of excited after seeing this showcase of what they did.
Yeah, that could turn it around. That could be a big turning point for him. So I still hope it's good.
Same.
I haven't given up on it. I guess that might have been a little harsh to say. It's just
you're not holding your breath anymore.
Yeah, I'm a little more pessimistic.
Yeah,
on it.
It's still scheduled to come out this year, right?
I don't know if they ever said, did they?
I think it got pushed to 2024.
Yeah, I don't remember because I thought with that
I'll
trademark,
look it up real quick if you want to keep going.
I thought with that trademark issue they might have just said TBD, but
okay.
I'm not certain.
It got pushed to November 10th.
Okay, so
2023.
Yeah, but we'll see. I hope I hope they turn it around.
Yeah, and I don't want to sound like a pessimist by any means. I don't wish ill on the game.
No, I don't either.
I think it's just the majority of the community's gotten to the point where they're just not holding their breath anymore. I think.
You just, to me, it's kind of like, let's air out your dirty laundry. Tell everybody what's really going on with it. Like, I'm not opposed to delays, and part of that is I don't have the time to play all the games that are coming out that I want to.
Sure.
So I kind of welcome delays at times, but yeah, just be a little more transparent. Yeah,
just have some transparency with your community. Like if you have a little bit of transparency, I think
it goes a long way.
It goes a long way.
Well, moving on from that, Paul, I know you sent Connor and I both a video. We might play Fortnite.
Yeah, I hate Fortnite, and that made me want to play Fortnite.
I feel dirty saying that.
Let us all go on the record and say that none of us are fans of Fortnite, and I think mostly it's because of the model that game influenced on the gaming community, and that is the whole seasonal pass thing.
Honestly, I don't like that. It bugs me, but the thing that bugs me the most about it is they know that their audience is primarily kids.
Yeah.
And then you dangle that shit in front of them so they have to go ask their parents for money. That's kind of where I've run. It's a little bit of a moral issue for me. But
Yeah.
on the other hand, I like seeing kids have a game that they can be as obsessive about as like we were with Zeldas or Halos or, shit like that. So I as much as it drives me nuts getting groceries and seeing a kid flossing in the middle of the fucking aisleway, I'm glad that they have that.
Yeah.
Like, it makes me happy, but
yeah, I
quit asking them to get their parents' credit card.
Yeah, so their Creative 2.0 update, it just looked like it was bringing more of like a almost a role-playing aspect to the game.
It wasn't just that. I mean, it was a ton of different variants.
Well, yeah, there's going to be a huge change in the game, but it just looks like they're offering a lot more.
Yeah.
It's not going to be just the
Battle Royale.
The Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Which we all got kind of burnt out on the Battle Royale. We all played PUBG pretty heavily when it first was a thing. We played a lot of the original Warzone.
Yeah, it just everybody had to do it. And it just got old.
And that's all it really was. Is I think we just kind of got burnt out on the Battle Royale fad.
So the notes that I kind of pulled up on it were, they had some names, and the vibe I got from it, like, we don't know anything about Fortnite, but have you guys ever seen that Roblox or Roblox?
I've heard of it, Roblox.
Yeah, so people can make different modes in that game that you just go download for free, and then you can play them. And it kind of seems like that might be what they're doing. Like, you go download these maps or modes, and people were making like full-blown RPGs with leveling systems. The one in the video you sent us, Paul, was called Forest Guardian. And they were making like full-blown like enemies and boss fights and stuff like that in that creative mode, which I didn't know that they had that in depth of a creative mode. Like, I literally thought a Fortnite creative mode was like building bases.
Yeah,
like
I thought it was like the wooden walls, and then you build a tower as tall as you can, and then you ride a rocket.
Yeah, I thought it was just kind of that sandbox of the Battle Royale, which, like I said, the few times that I played Fortnite, the shooting, it felt good. Like, it wasn't the best.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like, I didn't hate it, I guess I should say.
I kind of hated
Did you?
it. Yeah. Just the gameplay itself, I wasn't a fan of. Like,
yeah.
It was probably because I didn't want to like it, and so I had a lot of prejudice kind of going into it.
It took me a lot to get over that. And the only reason I ever played it was Dano at the time outright refused to get into PC gaming with us at first. Like, he was just going to give up gaming altogether until we talked him into it. But it was the first game that you could cross-play from the Xbox to the PC, so it was the only way we could all play together. I think we played it for like, what, a night or two, if that.
If that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and that was a long time ago. 5 years, maybe?
Yeah. I've tried once more since then.
Really?
Yeah.
It feels about the same?
Yeah, I still hated it, every minute of it. Yeah.
Yeah, the look of that game, I don't really much care for either. I don't know. It is what it is. It's Fortnite. It's its own monster.
It's oriented towards kids.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, these new mods or DLCs, whatever these are, like in Unreal Engine 5.
They looked good.
They look great.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to go play them. Like,
I the whole time I watched that video Paul sent us, I was like, why? I absolutely hate that I'm wanting to go play Fortnite right now.
Yeah, like that puzzle one sounds awesome.
Yes.
It's almost like a jump puzzle inside of Unreal Engine 5
trying to escape
Fortnite.
from the spaceship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, those were kind of the two big ones. I wrote down some other ones. There was like another PvP mode, and then it looked like they basically made Rust from Call of Duty as a multiplayer map. But yeah, that puzzle game in the RPG, I was pretty interested in. I'm going to keep an eye out on it. I'm not going to go download it tonight, but I'm curious to see what it actually is. Do a little more digging into it. So yeah, as far as news, that's kind of, like I say, it was a little light on the our end of the gaming spectrum for a news week, but we're going to kind of poke through some new releases. And the first one we're going to bring up, I guess, kind of backtracks into the news a little bit, but the Diablo 4 beta came out, which is a game I'm very excited for. I don't know what your guys' repertoire with Diablo is.
I've put maybe 4 or 5 hours into it with you guys.
Yeah.
Diablo 3.
Yeah.
For just looking at it and hearing reviews about it, I might actually try to deep dive into that one.
Yeah. I played the original 2 because they just remade 2, but I played the original one. It wasn't a lot. I had a really crappy laptop that I was able to get it running on. I didn't beat it or anything like that, but 3, when they brought that out on consoles, it played really, really well with a controller. And I played, I think I played through the campaign on that twice on Xbox One and one on PC. So I put quite a bit of time into it. I never got into the end game grind of like, they have what they call seasons and your, I don't remember what that last, like the level after you hit max level is, but yeah, it's just kind of like shooting for high scores and doing dungeon raids.
Okay.
Similar stuff to what we're into, the whole loot grab.
Yep.
Yeah, 3 was good, but the way they changed the look of the game for 4, I think is what I'm most interested in. Like you said, Connor, it looks.
Oh yeah, graphically is just a whole nother world. I mean,
yeah. I'm looking forward to that.
They're also kind of leaning in more into the MMO. Can't remember the term for it, but
yeah,
like,
I'm trying to remember how many players.
Live service, I think, kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of. I can't remember how many players they said you'll be able to play with. I don't know if it's still just 4.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't know either. Like I said, I'm trying to go into that one blind. I don't really want to spoil too much for myself on that one.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing most because I just haven't actually looked at it.
Sure.
But what I have seen, everybody's liking it.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of negative for the beta. And I know like the little issues and stuff that people had at the beginning of it, it sounds like Activision Blizzard took care of them pretty fast. So
yeah, I mean, that's the point of a beta, is to find those little things that will happen once you have tons of people playing it.
Right. And I think after the fiasco of Diablo Immortal announced when they did that at that BlizzCon,
that was awkward.
They've got some hearts to win back with Diablo 4.
Looks like it's only 4 players.
Diablo?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's kind of what I figured, but those games always have a lot going on. Like there's always a ton of enemies and a ton of effects coming from the player characters. So I think you get too many more and it might be a little hectic, but
yeah. Well, they're real RTS heavy in a way, like with just the amount of shit it's thrown at you. Not saying it's an RTS game, but you know what I mean? Like,
but that,
yeah, we get what you're saying.
The amount of stuff on the screen. Yeah. The other chunk of news, I guess, I forgot to write down, but have you guys kept up with the Microsoft trying to buy Activision Blizzard at all?
I heard people talking about it when I was raiding the other day. It sounds like it's kind of just a bunch of back and forth. Yeah.
So essentially, they were going to buy Activision Blizzard. Paul, you want to look up, or Connor, somebody, the dollar amount that they were paying for it? I know it was astronomical, but Sony kind of brought up to, I can't remember the program the entity in the Europe that they brought it up to try to block that sale, and basically claiming that Call of Duty, one of the biggest games in the world, will become a Microsoft exclusive.
So yeah, $68.7 billion in an all-cash deal.
Billion with a B.
Yes, in cash.
Yeah.
And Microsoft can just throw that around like, hey,
yep,
buy your company.
Yeah, it was.
There's a big issue with like monopoly, and I can't remember. Someone was saying something about. I'm trying to find it. Something about Nintendo was getting involved.
I think mostly Sony.
Well, yeah, Sony's the one who kind of blocked it, but Nintendo kind of got drug into it because Microsoft signed a deal saying that they would bring Call of Duty to Nintendo Switch or whatever console for the next 10 years.
Okay.
But they also offer the same thing to Sony, and Sony turned it down.
Yeah, that's what they've said. My biggest thing is like, I don't really agree with the monopoly thing because it's not healthy for the market. It's not. In the end, we would suffer. Like competition's always the best for the end user.
Oh, sure.
That being said, your argument being that we won't have access to your exclusive game is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The amount of exclusive Sony has.
They own the market in exclusives. They have by far the best exclusives of any of the three.
Yeah. I mean, outside of Halo, that's about the only thing they don't have.
Yep. And I understand it's not like they've always had access to Call of Duty. It's not like it's always been a Microsoft thing, but using the argument of exclusivity is, to me, is a terrible argument.
So who's making that argument?
Sony is.
Sony is? Okay.
Yep. Because they don't want, or they still want Xbox to be on their platform. And Microsoft's big thing was that they didn't offer to buy this because of Call of Duty. They wanted it because of Candy Crush.
Oh, God.
Yeah, because if you look how much money Candy Crush makes a year, it like quadruples Call of Duty.
I bet.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things. It's kind of like Clash of Clans where it's just so easy to.
Mm-hmm. One
I'll
click.
just
it's a dollar.
buy $5 worth of gems.
Yeah,
It's just this
it's
one time.
$1.
You do that. You have 500,000 people doing that once a week. That's a lot of money.
Right, Shannon? What's $1? What's $2?
So, Activision is who owns Activision, right? No one, or are they?
Activision owns Blizzard.
Yeah.
But no one owns Activision right now.
Correct.
Okay. So
I mean, I don't actually. Tencent might own Activision. I don't.
They might have like a
remember.
parent company, but nobody
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
Okay. So Microsoft is trying to buy Activision for $68 billion.
Billion. Yep.
I thought it was impressive when Sony bought Bungie for $3.7 billion.
Yeah, like when I saw that number, I hit refresh like 5 times. I didn't think that was real. But
Yeah, it says
pretty
here
wild.
if it goes through, it would be the biggest deal in the gaming industry.
Yep.
Like or the biggest deal in gaming history.
Yeah.
I think the biggest for a while also.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Like Connor said, cash. Not alone.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm curious to see how that folds. The feeling out there is kind of that it's going to go through from everything that I've read.
What would that? I always try to think about that. Like, what would that look like?
The money?
No,
$68 billion in cash.
Yeah. Well,
How many houses do you got? We'll start filling them up.
Like, what would that look like? So, if I'm a Call of Duty gamer, what does that look like for me if that goes through? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what changes? And to kind of add to that, like, I haven't seen a ton of difference in like Destiny since Sony took it over. You know what I mean? Like, Sony bought them in it looks like July of 22.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was fairly recent.
And honestly, like, I haven't seen much of a difference in the game. So what I'm trying to get at here is like, what does that look like for the Call of Duty player?
See, and that's where I don't think it will look anything different. Like, I think Microsoft has come to terms that Sony owns the console marketplace. From the very beginning, they've never outsold Sony in consoles.
Oh, really?
Never.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and this generation and last one, it's not even close. It's so far on Sony's side, it's not even funny.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
So I think Microsoft knows, like, and these companies don't make very much money off their consoles. Like the 360 was sold at a huge loss,
really?
especially with the Red Ring of Death issue that they had.
Yeah, I had that happen
they
to me.
fixed all those for free up until like the last like 3 years of that console's life cycle. So they don't make a ton of money off that. They make their money off the software.
Sure.
To me, like, and I'm honestly a little surprised Nintendo hasn't done it, but they kind of do their own thing. Like, at some point, you don't really have to make a console to make money. You know what I mean? So in my head, I don't think Microsoft cares whether their games are on a Nintendo platform or a Sony platform or anything. They just want the money from the games.
Sure. Okay.
So to me, I don't think it's going to look any, if at all, different.
Yeah.
So
Well, and that's why I was asking that, because like it's one thing to sit here and talk about this outside of a game that we don't play, you know, but if there's someone that's a diehard Call of Duty or like a Warzone or DMZ player, like they might hear that and they might not know what that looks like.
right. And I think that having the fear of like you own a PlayStation and tomorrow this deal goes through and now it's like, oh yeah, you can't play that there. Like I get the fear, but I don't think that's what will happen. I don't know.
No.
I
Well,
have
and
no
like,
idea.
like when Sony bought Bungie, one of the things they basically came out right and said was everything related to Destiny and the Bungie community is going to be left as is.
Yeah.
So I'm sure with how profitable like Call of Duty is and everything, it'll be very similar.
Well, because you'd be stupid. Like it's Call of Duty's probably one of the biggest games, like as far as consoles go, in the world.
Sure.
So if Microsoft buys it and then says, "Oh, the biggest install base that we could possibly have right now, you can't play it anymore," and you just spent $68 billion on it, there's no way that they would do that.
Sure.
There's no way.
So
Maybe,
Call of Duty
but-
players, just rest easy. You'll be good.
Yeah, you'd be all right. So to move on from that, we're all over the damn place today. Sorry. The other new release was Resident Evil came out on, what was that, on Thursday? Would have been the 23rd. We talked a little bit about it. If you're at all a Resident Evil fan, 100% jump into it. It looks and feels incredible, and gone are the days of not being able to move when you pull your pistol up. You can move and shoot. Other than that, the other game I know we've kind of tossed around back and forth that I've played a few times, and Connor, I don't know if you did, but I know Paul's excited for it, as Last of Us comes out.
No, I'm pretty excited.
Yeah. On PC.
or-
yeah,
yeah.
the remake comes out
Yeah.
on PC. Sorry.
I already have it in my wish list. I think I might buy it day one.
Yeah, I 100% recommend it. It's Naughty Dog does really good with stories, and this one's no exception. It's incredible. I mean, shit, it spawned the TV show that everybody's going crazy for, gamers, non-gamers alike. So,
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. For us, it's 2 days away from release. By the time this episode comes out, I'll already be hopefully a few hours into it.
yeah, I think I'm going to replay through it on my PC just kind of to refresh my memory. I haven't played it since the PS3 when it first came out. And then I have my PS5 now. I think I will probably buy part 2 after I finish that first one and play through that as well. So
I'm
We might have to-
assuming they have plans for number 2 to come out on PC.
I would imagine they
Yeah.
usually wait about a year. Sony does before they put it out on a PC. So yeah, if you guys get through that and I have number 2, we might have to let the PS5 make the rounds.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm
So-
down.
Yeah. If anybody has anything else, I think we ready to wrap her up.
That's a good one. It might be a long one.
Yeah, we this one's gonna be a heavy editor. We had a couple
Yeah. A few
technical
mishaps from
hiccups.
yours truly.
Yeah, just a little recap. Paul started the show off with a really, really good heartfelt tribute to Lance Reddick, and
Eyes up, Guardians.
we're gonna miss you.
Yep.
Yeah, moving on to that, we kind of talked a little bit about. I finally beat Elden Ring. Okay, yeah, there. Thank you. So yeah, I got to dabble back into a little bit of Hogwarts. Gonna take a break, go back into the old retro games that we talked about. We had a little retro weekend. Paul, Connor, and I bought the old GameCube from our friend of the show, John, and then Bryce brought out the Chrono Trigger last week and got me hooked on that. So dove in a little bit of that and kind of a little bit of the RE4 demo, or not the demo, excuse me, the actual game. I got to play a little bit of that. And Connor.
I might give it another shot.
You think so?
Star Citizen. Yeah.
Yeah.
See if I even have a ship anymore, if I got to go buy a new one.
Yeah, don't link your card to that fucking game.
Yeah.
You'll be homeless before you know it. Yeah, Star Citizen for Connor. The news pretty light, a little bit about the Bleak Faith. The Counter-Strike tied us into the Unreal Engine 5. And I'm going to say it again. We might play Fortnite.
Keyword might.
more Fortnite?
Might.
Yeah, if you haven't heard of that stuff and you hate Fortnite like the rest of us, go check it out. It looked good, and particularly that Forest Guardian and Space Inside for the new Creative 2.0 mode they brought out. Once again, new releases pretty light. Diablo 4 beta kind of tied us back into the news there. Resident Evil came out, and sounds like all three of us are going to play a little bit of Last of Us when that drops. We'll be able to talk about that next time. Again, if you want to email us some questions, we're kind of slacked on this the first 4 episodes, but we got our email set up, ready to go. It's bbrosgr@gmail.com. Even if you don't have questions, just want to give us a little shout out.
Yep.
Shoot us some emails.
Beer recommendations.
Yeah, that especially. If you got a beer that you want us to try, we'll do our best to hunt it down and see if we can get it in. So
we do also have an Instagram and a Twitter page too. So feel free to give us a follow on there, or give us a like. We're gonna have the links to our socials in the description of this show, so be sure to check that out.
Yeah, they're in the other ones, and also just going to our website, thebbgr.com. All the links to those are in there as well. So, as well as a little about us blurbs that we all wrote. So, I think that's it, fellas. Oh, we also, the most important part.
Oh, the beer.
The beer. We were not too high on it, but from Brewery Ommegang, this feels weird to read, a Belgian-style blonde ale called Gnommegang, 9.5%. Nobody was very hot on it.
I finished it because I said I would.
Yeah, that's the only reason.
Yep.
We'll see you later.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for all the listens, guys. See ya.